So you can catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it.
What you know about classic music?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review Series. I'm here with the man that doesn't need an introduction, mainly because I ran out of introductions. James the He-Man Hibbard. I'm so sorry I ran out of introductions for you. We've done too many shows together.
We've done way too many shows. It's okay. The guy who's no longer covering modern wrestling because he has better things to do with his time.
There you go.
That's the introduction that everybody. I don't know. That's the only thing you need to know. IWC, fix your shit.
And I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I still pretty much am covered wrestling, just not on a full-time basis, on a monthly basis. So there you go. That's that's even better.
Yeah, man, it's looking like Rundown ain't coming back then, is it?
Probably not.
At this rate, fuck.
Probably.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. If ATW, if we can combine ATW and shit or whatever. I
mean, it's also mainly because I'm also doing it monthly at the moment because the holidays are coming up, and that's a busy time for me.
Yeah,
too, so, you know.
That's true. That's true.
If I am going to do a wrestling show every week, it's probably going to be WWE because I'm more into that than AEW at the moment. That's to be honest. So.
I mean, we'll give, even though there's a retro, we'll give programming notes that we're planning here.
Yeah.
The goal is to get Eric Brown, Neo Reality Entertainment, to take over hosting Spark for this channel. What we're gonna do is give him KC Sling, so that way he can watch it at his leisure. All the shows every week, and then break down the happenings of the week. That way, Owen can focus on WWE Aftershock, and Noah will be doing a spinoff on his channel called Indie Wrestling Energy. So, the idea is Owen hosts WWE Aftershock, Eric Brown hosts AEW Spark, Noah hosts Indie Wrestling Energy and covers the indie wrestling news for the week. So that will be kind of your fill of wrestling, modern coverage, which I will not be a part of. A lot of that shit.
I feel bad for Noah. He's gonna cover NWA weekly. I feel bad for him.
Dude, fucking Tyrus, bro. What the hell were they thinking?
Not a good person to make your. I think the reason they had to put the belt on Tyrus is because
they had no one else.
Because I don't think Cardona's sticking around much longer.
I wonder why. By
the way, say goodbye to any future partnership we have with WWE and NWA now that we have that. Not because AEW's locker room's not the only one that's toxic now. If Nick Aldis is saying the locker room is toxic in NWA, then it has to be either that or there's something wrong with him, or it could be both.
I think he's not taking any responsibility for the shit he fucked up on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just me. I mean, it really all parties involved in that are fucking petty, including Corgan. He's not blameless in that.
I'll give you a behind the scenes thing real quick. I'm actually booking a fantasy where I have you win the national title, and you actually defend that thing every week, but Nick Aldis doesn't think you're an NWA guy, and I'm just going to shoot on Aldis. Basically, everything you've said about him today is what you'll say in that
cool. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Lovely.
You beat him in the feud. You beat him in the feud. You beat him in the feud, by the way, because I ain't putting Aldis over you. He doesn't deserve that.
No, not after the bullshit he's done with that brand. No way. Yeah, it really it's a all parties look wrong situation, which is by the way, how apropos. We go from one company that's been doing that to an absolute another. We are now.
Yeah, let's get to today's retro. We're just kind of rambling a little bit, but yeah, today's retro. We're actually breaking the rules today. Typically, whoever picks the retro has to be on, but we're rule breakers today, James. I tried to call this off because I wanted Nikos to be here, for it, but he couldn't be here, so.
Yeah.
Usually I have Nico say why he picked this retro, but since he ain't here, he can't even say why he picked this retro.
Yeah.
So we don't even. So we're just kind of. I feel bad for Nico's. He loses out on him, and he got to review Halloween Havoc and host it though. So I feel like that more than made up.
Yeah. So like, I think because I don't even think Halloween Havoc was initially his pick, wasn't it? I think it was. I think it was a combined pick by him and I. So
whatever.
We figured, well, we both wanted to do this one, so. You know,
so then, since this is kind of your pick too, then was there a reason you wanted to do Full Gear 2019?
Well, there will be once I can get this damn. I need to get my notes ready to go here because I don't want to not have my notes.
Yeah.
But in short, it was the first pay-per-view during the TNT launch. It was the best one of the best top to bottom cards AEW's ever done.
Yeah.
And it was very, very good as far as wrestling is concerned. And this is before a lot of the drama would surface.
Yeah. I'll just talk about it a little bit too. What's going to be fun about doing AEW retros, because I've only done one, is we haven't really been able to do retros for them because the company hadn't been around long enough to do retros. Like, I feel like now's the time to do retros because now a lot of the stuff is surfacing that we didn't know about AEW really back then and stuff like that. And you know, the way we view these shows are going to be a little bit different now because I feel like a lot of the stuff we're going to give AEW a little bit of. We gave AEW a little bit of a break back then because it was still new, and I feel like some of the stuff we're just going to be shooting hard on, and there's going to be a certain thing we probably are going to shoot hard on and stuff. But
specifically, what is it that we're going to shoot hard on?
Probably the women's match, since you know since the division hasn't improved since then. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And probably the Sean Spears Joey Janela match because of where both guys ended up, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
But anyhow, this is actually my favorite. This might be my favorite AEW pay-per-view of all time. I've seen every one but Full Gear 2020. I still have to watch that someday. I've been delaying watching it now because it's still in the pandemic.
Bro, and again, it's probably going to be one of these things where. And literally nobody right now at all wants to watch pandemic era shit. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Nobody likes covering that shit. It's very sad.
But
when you go back and watch that.
But anyhow, this probably is my favorite AEW pay-per-view of all time. Just really great top to bottom card. I think too. I remember we watched this show together at Chris Dodd's house. It was us, the Indie, and the rest of the Indie Force and stuff. If you want to know who was in it, just go watch an Indie Force episode. I'm not going to mention every person. And then, yeah, I always thought we did a watch along for it, but we didn't. I remember you tried to do one, but obviously technology wasn't working for you that day.
Technology was just fucked up, and I was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
That was it for me at that point.
Now when we do this retro for each match, we're not going to go over spot for spot what happened because we did like a real time rundown. Like I think literally maybe not the next day, but like the Monday after it happened. I'll just link that rundown and pin it in the comments or whatever it was.
Icon as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so that way you can watch what real time reaction was. Most of it's probably going to be real. Probably how it was back then. Obviously, there'll be some more.
Yeah, like even though this is a retro, not a lot's changed.
Yeah,
I would think.
But usually, I like to do some trivia and stuff. But you're gonna do the trivia since this is your retro pick. Nico's would have done it, but.
What the fuck do I ask you?
No, I'm doing it. I'm asking you.
Okay, go ahead. Hi.
What date did this show take place on?
I don't know. On my notes, not that I'm looking at them, November 9th, 2019.
Yeah. That's why you take notes. City. What city?
Right.
What city? What city was it in?
I know it was somewhere in Missouri. That's like all I remember. The only reason I remember that is because AEW got sued by some bullshit athletic commission.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. It wasn't. It was Baltimore, Maryland that it took place.
Oh,
Baltimore,
sorry,
Maryland.
Missouri. Yeah, Missouri, Maryland. I'm mixing up my M's. Yeah, whatever.
Do you know the venue?
No.
It was Royal Farms Arena.
Royal Farms Arena. Yeah. From what I understand, this was the one pay-per-view that didn't break 1 million buys, right?
No, it did.
I think it was a little. I think it was a little less, but this is like the lowest rated pay-per-view.
100,000. To be fair, though, this was there was probably people like us too, though, that went over people's houses and probably watched them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
so there was probably like more than 100,000 people.
I don't think Casey counts either, because he probably bought the show after the fact and the numbers were already out by then and stuff like that. Because I had to watch the show again I had to get Casey's Bleacher Report account to watch the show again because you couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah, so same. Yeah, it is what it is.
Do you know what the attendance was?
I feel like it wasn't a sellout, but it was close to it. But what was the attendance?
8,200 people. I don't know how many people can get into the venue.
Yeah, definitely wasn't a sellout, but.
And obviously you have to.
It wasn't. It was in fucking Maryland, so I'm not shocked. Yeah. It wasn't really wrestling hub central.
But yeah, let's talk. Usually, I like to make this part of the retro now, where we talk about what the company was that the retro were doing. AEW was firing on all cylinders at this time. They had only been around for like 11 months, which was said on this show. Mm-hmm. Really, since May, though, because obviously they didn't do a show until May.
Yeah.
But they had like 4 fantastic pay-per-views, which was Double or Nothing, not Fight for the Fallen, but Fighter Fest and All Out. I mean, you could say Fight for the Fallen, too. I thought that show was good, but not like a blowout show, but... they just launched on TV like a little over a month before this, and this pay-per-view was already announced and everything. The main event, not the actual main event, but the actual main event in their terms was announced. And AEW was just firing on all cylinders. They were really white hot. I went to AEW, like not the first show, but the second show they were at, and the fan base was on fire.
Right.
You honestly felt like there was a change in the industry coming. And there really was at this time. Because WWE, you got to remember too, I know we should focus on that, but WWE was really, I know WWE already was falling, but you got to remember, this was like a month, not even a month, after they did that Hell in a Cell match between Seth Rollins and The Fiend, and like WWE was just really dwindling down. This was awesome. This was right after they did that bullshit with I think this was actually that same week. You can correct me if I'm wrong. With where Vince left his talent pretty much in Saudi Arabia or whatever for like. This is
when I went on the biggest rant of my life and pretty much denounced anything and everything to do with the E, because they enabled this old bastard for the longest time to do the fucked up shit he was doing. Like, and it turns out it's like, my stance has kind of changed a bit, because it's like, they have fucking mouths to feed. It's not like they can really do much. Yeah. But it's also like, dude, how long are you just gonna be the fucking verbal punching bag with this guy, dude?
Yeah.
Also, and finally somebody spoke out and he's gone. But man, it was looking.
But great. I mean, I know what Vince did was pretty bad. I'm surprised. I can't believe Vince didn't get outed at this time frame and retired at this point. Like, honestly, how bad he was. But anyhow,
there was a lot worse things than this, than the thing he was ultimately accused of that let him out.
Yeah, but also too, I feel like no one really talked. I wasn't watching any WWE except NXT at this time. Like, no main roster, nothing. It was That's how bad the main roster was at this time.
And even then, I fucking knew they were ruining it. They were ruining NXT, and I'm like, yeah, well, that's the end of that. Like,
Yeah.
and I was the first one before anybody else stopped watching NXT and said, yeah, this shit sucks. You know?
Yeah.
And by the way, because one person is doing just about everything, still kind of does.
Yeah. But yeah, but AEW on-screen product was doing really well. Obviously they had some misses a little bit, but obviously they were new to doing TV weekly, so obviously you gave them a little bit of a break. So I think that when we reviewed the show at the time, I think we're still going to talk about and praise it probably, but we gave it a break at the time because they were still new to doing weekly TV and everything like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There was
a
a couple things that I just did not like, but
I think one thing. Now you could correct me if I don't know if it was All Out or this one. This was the first time they did like a countdown show, which I think has been largely praised. I don't know if it was All Out 2019 or Full Gear 2019.
It is, yeah. It was Full Gear 2019. It was all the pay-per-views. All Out 2019, Full Gear 2019,
Yeah.
Revolution 2020. All of them were fucking so good, right?
Yeah.
Since the pandemic, it has greatly diminished.
Yeah,
Now
on
YouTube, you get the full thing and it's still really good. It's really good. But therein lies the problem. That the really good version should not be on YouTube. You should be doing anything you can to get that shit on TNT or TBS.
Yeah. I'll be honest, actually.
I can't believe that's not being done.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Actually, I've only watched the YouTube ones. I haven't watched the TNT TBS ones actually. Because I get the full extended cut. That's why I watched the YouTube ones.
Yeah, and that shows me that the honeymoon period might have been over then. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because like if they couldn't even get any more fucking countdown shows on there, that was it. That was the point where the honeymoon period was over.
But yeah, we won't talk about the build up because we'll do it. But the fans that got the featured moments on the countdown show were Proud and Powerful versus the Young Bucks, which made sense because that was a storyline that lasted a long time. John Moxley versus Kenny Omega, which that made sense because that was a storyline that went for months and stuff, and it was so personal. And Cody versus Chris Jericho, which is the title match. The title match probably always did count, but there was obviously a lot of history there. We did have a pre-show. A lot of it was just showing clips of the countdown show. SCU got interviewed by Jen Decker. They talked about how they were the AEW Tag Champs at the time. We'll talk about the history behind that later. They talked about pretty much how they're going to walk out of Baltimore, Maryland as the AEW Tag Team Champions. If you want to know what Jen Decker is, she didn't last much longer in AEW. She basically quietly left the promotion during the pandemic. Basically, I just don't think they had a role for her much anymore, and she was just she did the top 5 moments on it that happened on the YouTube channel, but I think once the pandemic hit, she was basically out the door pretty much. So, it is what it is. Yeah. To be honest, I don't really think she was fine, but now that they have Renee Paquette and all these other people that do interviews now, I don't really think she's all that much.
Yeah, listen. I think she was great on the ice. So you keep her. For that. You can,
if you want to see if she's great on the eyes, if you want to pay $9.99 a month, you can subscribe to her not her OnlyFans account, but
she's an OnlyFans. What?
Not an OnlyFans, so her own personal website, which she like Mandy Rose does nowadays. So
okay, yeah, probably some Patreon shit. Yeah, no,
yeah.
I ain't no simp. I'm good.
Heyman Adam Page got interviewed and he was having a match with Pac. We'll talk about the history behind that later. And he got interviewed by Alex Marvez. And he basically said he's going to kick Pac's ass tonight. Alex Marvez did good on the interview, but thank God they kept him off. I don't think he's done... Has he done commentary since Double or Nothing? I don't think he has.
Nope.
I think so.
He hadn't done commentary, I think, since Fight for the Fallen 2019. I think was the last thing he did commentary for.
There's a reason for that, too.
God, JR, every time just wanted to strangle the fucker. Oh, my God. And then fucking Excalibur having to be the voice of reason, it's okay. Listen, he's learning.
Speaking of that,
how many fucking shows does he have to learn? Get somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing.
Speaking of which, by the way, there's one there's one behind the scene things I forgot to talk about prior to the show because it happened on this day. I don't know what it was for or anything. Do you remember that story came out that Excalibur got into a fight backstage with Jimmy Havoc doing this show? Do you remember that?
Was that? No, I thought that was Revolution. Was that Full
No,
Gear?
I think it was Full Gear. It might have been it might have been.
I remember he was just a fucking drunken mess, and he was fucking being an asshole to X, right?
Yeah, what was it? Was it this show or was it Full Gear? I forget which one it was. I feel like it was this show. If it was Revolution, then that make more sense because that's when the speaking out stuff
I
came
feel
out.
like it was Revolution, but it might have happened. It might have been this show.
Maybe they happened on both. Maybe it happened on both shows.
Yeah, Excalibur got one back on him after he found out he was a fucking predator.
Maybe that's why you got it. Yeah.
Fuck.
You know what, Jimmy Havoc? Jimmy Havoc's like working like a day job, 9 to 5 now. By the way, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'll be honest. I mean, and then again, I mean, you can't really do much wrong when you're working a 9 to 5. I think he's doing a delivery thing now, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good ones.
The host, by the way, of the pre-show was Golden Boy. They had brought him in a couple times.
Dude, I'm so fucking pissed about
I don't know
what they did with Golden Boy, man. He was actually one of the better commentators they brought in, and I cannot believe they're not using him. I know. They just have him on the fucking payroll doing nothing. It's
I don't know why.
Actually infuriating. Like that guy has so much charisma.
He sounds like a much. I hate to say this because I like him, but he sounds like a much better version of Ian Riccaboni. That's how good he is.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry. Like I've never been a fan of Ian Riccaboni. I just haven't been.
Yeah.
He's a lovely person. Like and that's me saying he's a lovely person, but on commentary, I can't get behind him on commentary.
I expect
him and Kevin Kelly both. I don't see the hype for either one of these guys. But
I especially hate the pair of Ian Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman together. They are a terrible commentary.
Coleman by himself, fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Coleman Caprice Coleman. He's exceptionally good. But the problem is he should be the one leading. And Ian is the one leading, and I think the dynamic is off. Yeah. Like if you had Golden Boy and Caprice, man, oh man,
they should be like
so much better.
Yeah,
or hell,
absolutely.
if you really feel just out of loyalty, you want to keep in Ian Riccaboni for historical purposes, that's fine. But for the love of God, man, throw Golden Boy in there because
he's so good.
Do something with him, number one, because it's fucking Golden Boy and he's actually really good. Number two, you need to change that dynamic up. It's not as great as people think it is. It's not. Like, that'd be the first thing I'd change. So, yeah, just put Golden Boy in there, and then if you really want to keep Ian Riccaboni, make it a 3-man booth, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey Janela got interviewed by Jen Decker. If you want to rant on Janela, save it for when we actually review his match.
Yeah,
I didn't like the way they structured this interview because she didn't have the microphone. They just acted like they were having a conversation, unless she just forgot the mic backstage. But it was kind of weird. But
that Alex Marvez has a fucking mic and she didn't.
Yeah,
right.
Well, she had it earlier, but then not here. But he talked about how he is going to showcase that he really is a true professional wrestler to Sean Spears because Sean Spears had been saying he's nothing more than a backyard wrestler, but we'll talk about that more later.
Oh my God.
But decent promo by Joey Janela. Then we have the buy-in.
By the way, I will give AEW credit. Good job rehabilitating Sean Spears recently with that promo he cut. Still should have aired on TNT or TBS. For sure. Still really good, because I'm sure a lot of people have seen it by now.
But so then we had the buy-in. We had the commentary team of Golden Boy, Taz, and Excalibur. Really good commentary duo. I thought they all played off each other really well. Obviously, Taz never lost a step because this was Taz coming back into the commentary booth for the first time since TNA, which would have been 2015, so like 4 years.
I'll be honest, man. He seems like he's having way more fun here than he ever did in TNA, and it fucking shows. It fucking shows, dude. It when you compare this run of commentary and just manager, like promo wise as well, just anything Taz touched was gold, and he felt like he was putting his 100% all into everything. You go back into anything he did in TNA, bro. It was like watching. It was like hearing paint dry. Like, it was so bad, comparatively speaking, man.
I believe in 2013, when he was in the Aces and Eights commentary role, he actually won Worst Commentator of the Year because of that,
he did. And,
for Wrestling Observer.
And it's not like he was bad, but it was like you could clearly tell he just didn't care. And honestly, looking back at it, who the fuck can blame him? Just go through emotions.
For sure.
Go. If I was Taz, I'd do the same shit, man. Go through the motions, get paid, and just
now
get as much money as you could.
Because I forget, was he signed by the? I know he was. Was he signed by this point? I know he was signed before the pandemic, but was he signed at Full Gear, or did they sign him before Revolution? Do you remember?
They signed him. They signed him before Full Gear.
Okay, so he was already signed.
Yeah. Because I remember he did a fucking specialty call with what was it, fucking Jeff Cobb, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think that was like his first show, and he was on a one-off appearance, and they loved him so much that they added him.
Okay.
To the roster, and this is like right around the time where his show was like at all-time highs on CBS Radio.
Yeah.
So like he really like, I think he was at a crossroads at this point because he's like, do I continue this or do I go to this like really cool company? Like he didn't really know. Like it was a tough choice for him at the time.
Yeah. As for where all these guys are, we kind of mentioned Golden Boy. He hasn't been. I don't think he's been used since this show.
No, and that's such a crock of shit to me. Like it really is. Like especially when you have how many fucking shows? You have 4 shows weekly, and you can't find one spot for this fucker.
I know.
But you can find one for Paul White and Mark Henry. Paul White, I admit, has gotten better, but fucking Mark Henry is where Taz was in TNA. It sounds like hearing paint dry. Yeah, and I love Mark as a person, by the way. It's not to do with he's just not good behind the desk, you know?
Mark Henry actually hasn't done commentary in a few weeks, actually.
Right, so why can't we find a thing for Golden Boy? How are we gonna fucking put Eddie Kingston on Dark for multiple fucking weeks, but you can't put Golden Boy in that role?
I know, he's so good.
Bro, Kingston was such a chaotic on there and derailed everything. Dude, I would have loved to hear Kingston and Golden Boy and just see how that dynamic would have worked.
That would have been funny.
Fucking, come on, man.
Golden Boy. Taz has continued to be on commentary, mainly on Dark. He just recently transitioned over to Dynamite. He was doing the Team Taz thing with Brian Cage, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Ricky Starks, but then that ended this year. That lasted a little over 2 years, which is pretty good for Taz. So
and now he's just basically a commentator. And let's be real, all 3 of them look like they're on their way to big things. So
and Excalibur has been basically the play-by-play for. Let's say all the shows. I know he doesn't do Elevation all that much, but when he does basically commentary for any show the AEW asks him to. He's probably the best commentator in wrestling today.
Definitely the MVP. Definitely the MVP of commentator. I think a lot of people want to give Excalibur shit, right? And I don't know. I know there's like been reports of him as like a fucking human being after the fucking N-word comment or whatever, but like, as far as a man who busts his ass every fucking day for that company, he's literally the top guy. He's the top guy, and I don't think. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely been. He's definitely had favoritism. I won't even deny that. The Young Bucks are probably keeping them there for reasons, but I don't think you can deny he has not earned those accolades just for the sheer amount of work he does.
Yeah.
Like, he commentates every show. Every single show that AEW has on the air. So, I mean...
I mean, if I was, if I had a wrestling company and I could sign any commentator I wanted, if it's not Morrow, if I couldn't get him, I would choose Excalibur.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
good he is. I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Um.
I'd even go with, there's so many good commentators out nowadays that, like, honestly, it just comes down to an oversaturation in the market if you really break it down.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, high on the list would be like Excalibur, Morrow, Matt Stryker for play-by-play. Honestly, you might laugh at me. I would honestly get D'Lo. I would get D'Lo.
I love D'Lo. I agree with you. I love D'Lo. D'Lo's really good.
I would get Aiden English. Not making my. I would make as a face, not as a heel like he is in Impact sometimes. As a pure baby face, because that's the one thing I don't like about Impact is that they make Aiden English like a. He's not.
Nigel as well. Nigel.
Yeah.
Nigel's really good.
Yeah, Nigel. I still can't believe they got rid of WWE got rid of him. That's such. But yeah, put Booker on NXT.
I know. I think I have an idea of why they got rid of him is because he wants to wrestle and WWE won't let him. So he's said, "All right, fuck you then. I'll go somewhere else."
We'll see.
So I think that's what it is. I think we're going to be seeing him in the ring again soon.
But let's talk about the first match on the show. It was.
No.
You gotta talk about it. It's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus B. Priestley. The storyline behind this match was that Fight for the Fallen doing a tag match. B. Priestley legitimately concussed Britt Baker, and they turned
Bro, okay. Not only did they turn it into a storyline, but this. Man, you actually could go back to this match and you could realize this was going to be a problem from the rip, and especially with everything that we know now. Oh boy. Oh boy. This has been a crutch in AEW.
absolutely.
So the way they went and basically kind of told this story was they completely just shattered kayfabe. First and foremost, like, they just shattered kayfabe, completely took and I wouldn't even say, shattered kayfabe. Like, everybody's gonna want to tell me, oh, well, kayfabe's dead, kayfabe's dead. Yeah, you could still fucking create kayfabe in storyline, dumbass. That's not what they did here. They just completely took a complete shit all over kayfabe, completely takes you out of the fucking story, right?
I agree.
Britt was mad because in this business, which this is true, you're supposed to protect your opponent, right? And not hurt them, right? That's the story they're telling. So this thing is fake. What you're watching is fake, so don't take it seriously, is what we're being told.
Especially in kayfabe, the whole point is to hurt your opponent to win a match.
What the fuck are you talking about, Britt?
Can I be honest? The thing that made me laugh the most is it's because of the reason we put nowadays. Is Britt Baker says you're supposed to be a professional. I got calls and texts from everybody, but I didn't get a call from B. Priestley. I think it's funny that Britt Baker back then is saying they're supposed to be a professional when she's like the furthest thing from a professional.
Oh nowadays. My fuck! Like it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Seriously, like, and by the way, honey, I'll gladly give you shit on retros because I don't really give a fuck. You deserve it. I love how you had the flu coming into this match. Brie Priestley didn't give you shit. She didn't fucking go on and say, "Oh, she sandbagged me." But you'll do the same to Thunder Rosa when she has a legitimate injury. Yeah. And then run her out of the fucking company from the looks of things. Yeah. Nice one. Nice one.
There's reports coming out now about Thunder Rosa being stripped of the belt. I wouldn't be shocked if Britt Baker's the one pushing for it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course she is. And honestly, like, I think a lot of people are fucking pushing it, but only because they're sick of the interim shit. Which, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to, like... You guys really just don't like Thunder, do you? And you're trying to disguise this like, oh no, it has nothing to do with Thunder. Bro, she runs the AEW video game. She's a head of developing the WW or the AEW video game, excuse me, and the first thing you see, one of the fucking things that dropped today, just because she's such a petty cunt, like, even in the video game you can't escape this shit anymore, is her making Thunder Rosa bleed all over the fucking ring in a lights out match. Like, if that doesn't scream petty, I don't know what the hell does.
By the way, Britt Baker, by the way, wants to talk about professional. How's this professional, Britt? You're literally blocking Thunder Rosa's friends like Kylan Kin and one of her other friends from working AEW shows. That's how bad, that's how unprofessional she is right now.
Are you fucking serious?
There was a report that came out about that, yeah, that she's blocking some of Thunder Rosa's friends from working AEW shows. That's why we haven't seen Kylan Kin work many AEW shows.
Yeah, and this is why I am not, under any circumstances, watching AEW on a weekly basis.
But anyhow, though, yeah. So that basically the storyline. I think we did rant about the storyline even back then,
yeah,
right? Because of this reason.
Like you don't even honestly, I don't even want to entertain spots in this match. Fuck the spots. Britt Baker wins. Lockjaw. The only thing that I have in my notes, which by the way, the notes I have, I just looked up. It's from voicesofwrestling.com.
Sure.
Griffin Pelter says, "Did you know Britt Baker is a fucking dentist?"
Yeah, they only tell you. Yeah. They only tell you that like thousands of times. To be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if it's Britt Baker's ego that makes them have to say that thousands of times.
Did you know I'm a dentist? Did you know that I work the dentist and I work this video game and I wrestle and you should really give me some brownie points because I do all these things. Yay!
I did like
appreciate me.
I did think the match was pretty good for the most part, though. I thought these two had pretty good chemistry with each other. I gave it like 3.25 stars. I thought it was pretty good stuff. I did like how they did stuff like trying to target the head and stuff, since that's what B. Priestley did to Britt Baker all that time ago and stuff. So that was cool stuff. This was obviously at a time where Britt Baker's face run though really wasn't connecting with the fans.
Not at all.
So they had to turn her heel fairly quickly. Probably not quick enough, I would say.
No. I mean, in reality, it doesn't matter because we know she rehearses her matches anyway, so she can't be good either way.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of it. Like a lot of people are going to be like, well, Macho Man did the same thing and he was an icon. The difference between Macho Man is he didn't do that with every fucking match he did. There were matches where he had to call on the fly, like the DDP Street Fight match that was fucking all-timer classic.
The one we saw, right?
Yeah, the one that we saw. So, like, there's a whole difference there between Macho Man and Britt. Like, yes, you have to rehearse matches depending on the story. If there are certain story beats, then yes, probably a good idea to rehearse matches. I've seen Triple H and The Rock do that thousands of times. There's a whole video on it of them rehearsing their fucking match. But if you're doing that every match, and you're trying to do that with every fucking meticulous spot, and then you're mad because you didn't get your way because somebody was legitimately injured, and now you're trying to just say fuck Thunder Rosa's running buddies and anybody associated with Thunder Rosa, yeah, you're the problem, honey. Yeah. You're the problem.
But anyhow, afterwards, Awesome Khan and Brandy Rhodes came out. This was when they were starting that Nightmare Collective faction that...
Yeah,
I don't...
Nope. So much nope. Let's move on.
As for where all these... Oh, but to give the match, I give it like 3.25. I thought it was...
because they already shit all over it with the kayfabe story, I give it a 2.
That's fine. As for
I was generous there, by the way.
Yeah. As for all these women are, B. Priestley didn't last much longer in AEW. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit, so she couldn't get over to America.
Yeah,
so they had to.
Yeah, and now she's out of a job entirely, from the looks of things.
Yeah, but she.
Unless she's in NXT currently, is she as Blair Davenport?
So she got released, and then she got signed in 2020, 2021ish to the NXT UK brand. But then when that folded, I'm really not sure what the status of her is. because she had that match, the Triple Threat Worlds Collide match with
If
her
I'm
and
her,
Mandy.
if I'm her, I just go back to Stardom, considering that
Yeah.
New Japan's actually being featured.
But yeah, but
Or
she may
I'm
come back
sorry,
to NXT.
that Stardom's being featured on New Japan. Excuse me.
But yeah, she may come back when NXT Europe starts up, or she make another appearance in NXT. But as of right now, she's in WWE. As for Britt Baker, like we said, they finally wised up and turned her heel. She's been a pivotal part of the AEW Women's Division. Some good and some bad. And
it's funny because at one point it was really good, and then they just
yeah.
She has dropped the ball. Like, you can't even
sure.
blame it on Tony. I can't blame Tony on that. Although I can't blame Tony for fucking enabling her. But it's
sure.
like, ultimately, who's the person to fucking blame in this? It's the person who's pulling the fucking strings in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Khan is an inexperienced wrestling owner. You know, so for all intents and purposes, he's a puppet in Britt Baker's scheme. So Britt Baker is the one to blame here. You can't even blame it on Tony that much. You know, it sucks because, like, it could have been the start of something great, and it's just completely gone belly up.
Yeah.
And it's really weird, too, because you have 3 world championships right now for the women. And only 2 of them are one of them is fucking... The only one worth a damn is the TBS Women's Championship division.
Yeah.
That's a sad state of affairs when it's Jade Cargill, who is even more green as goose shit and is more willing to work with other people who are green as goose shit and is actually willing to work and call a match on the fly. And just learn on the job more than you are, hon. Yeah. That's a sad state of affairs. Like, to the point, it's fucking hilarious because out of all 3 women's matches I'm looking forward to, God bless Saraya, but I'm only looking forward to the match with Saraya because of Britt. Or not because of Britt, but because of Saraya's return. The women's championship, until they turned Toni Storm heel, which is what they were going to do before Thunder Rosa got injured, like, it's fucking meaningless at this point. So the only fucking one that I have any, like, good things to say about that I'm really looking forward to, without doubt, is Nyla Rose versus Jade Cargill.
I can see why, yeah.
You know? Because you know those 2 are just going to kick the shit out of each other. That's the main reason why, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the story wasn't great and everything, but it's mainly the match for me. Like,
yeah, that's fine. As for where Awesome Khan and Brandy Rhodes went, we gave the Nightmare Collective a break at the time because I think it was new at the time. I think the only thing we did rant about was the fact that Brandy was a heel, but yet Cody was the biggest babyface.
Yeah, so we know where that ended. Brandy Rhodes has come out and said herself on Wrestling Observer Radio, yeah, this thing sucked.
So they
ended it, like, completely, yeah.
Awesome Khan pretty much hasn't shown back up in AEW. She went to film Glow, and then I just think they never brought her back. They're probably never gonna bring her back at this point.
Yeah, when they brought her in, she was way past her prime, unfortunately.
Yeah. She's gone into the Impact Hall of Fame recently, and she's made like a few special appearances, but I don't think she's ever gonna wrestle again.
Yeah, Yeah, I remember the last appearance she made was on the NWA Empower show. We're never going to get one of those again.
No, because Mickie James is probably out of the company soon. So.
Yep.
And then, as for Brandy Rhodes, they wised up and finally turned her babyface with Cody. Then she got pregnant, like, not shortly after, but, you know, she didn't really do much of a wrestling capacity. I think she got injured shortly after that, too.
Yeah, she was, like, basically, Awesome Kong is, she had the prime years of her career in TNA.
Yeah.
And when it looked like she was going to have her money-making years, she just, I don't know, had different priorities. I mean, that's really the tale of Awesome Kong, man. Like, like, if it wasn't different priorities, you know, with raising a child, it was fucking, you know, getting injured. She was too injury prone. You know, it's
Yeah.
just, it was one thing after the other. Like, after
And
the
then
pregnancy, dude, like, she was never the same competitor.
Yeah. And then Brandy, obviously, really didn't do much in AEW, mainly because I think, she same thing. She kept getting injured too, and then, she was a big part of putting together that Women's Deadly Tag Team Cup, which I think they wanted to do something with. But then the team that won, one of them, had a bad attitude problem, so they had to get her out of the company, so they couldn't really do anything with that anymore.
I'm sure she had a bad attitude problem, and not everybody else involved in that.
And then, pretty much when Brandy and Cody left this year, and Brandy is just basically doing podcasts now and being a mom and stuff. So good for Brandy.
I will say, if they'd have just made her a babyface from the rip after Fight for the Fall in 2019, her career trajectory would have been way different in AEW.
Not even after, like, at Fight, because remember, at Fight for the Fall in 2019,
she had that babyface promo where you actually felt sympathy for her situation, and then they go completely do a 180 and have her team up with Khan as a heel.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
Like, I couldn't believe that. It was so... What are we doing? Like,
and then came out... Like,
I don't know.
And then came out later on that show, I think later on that show, with Cody as a face, too, then. Like, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, it was... I mean... It stinks, because I think a lot of people just hate on Brandy for the sake of hating Brandy, but, like, I really don't think it was her. It was her for booking herself in the bad situation she put herself in. But, like, bro, since she's been gone, the women's division has been in shambles. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And so has the men's since Cody's left. I don't think that's coincidence anymore.
I'm going to talk about that later, yeah. Then afterwards, Jim Ross comes out because he doesn't do the buy-ins for some reason. He likes to come out and get a big, which is fine. I like that he can still come out and get a big pop because he's done enough in the business to get a big pop like that. So
yes, he is.
Excalibur and Jim Ross do commentary. Shivani didn't do commentary because he had already had commitments. He had to commentate a baseball game that day, so he couldn't make this show. Which is fine. I think that's the last
It's almost like they should have fucking had Golden Boy as the third man. Continue.
I know. I'm just going to say, I think Jim Ross sounds so much better on this show than he does nowadays. I think it's because he's old now and stuff, but...
Yeah, to the point. He's now relegated to calling the 1 hour Rampage show.
I know. They showed the code open, really good code open. I think, you have to really suck to not be able to do a good cold open. I can't really think of a bad one that I've seen. The first match on the show was Proud and Powerful versus the Young Bucks. The storyline behind this match was Proud and Powerful had just debuted it All Out. It was rumored where they were going to go. They chose AEW, and they attacked the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks, and launched the Young Bucks Proud and Powerful feud. They ended up joining up with Chris Jericho's faction, the Inner Circle. And they just laid out the Young Bucks. They got that over the Elise Ortiz did anyways. The best at this time. Like, that was red hot.
We the best. Yeah, man.
Awesome. They attacked.
This is so sad because the tag team now is no more, and it's because of personal issues again. And it's not petty. Like, it's just really sad. Like, I'm actually worried for Santana. But yeah.
But
like,
anyhow,
this tag team had so much potential here in this company, man.
But, they were just taking out everybody. They took out Rock and Roll Express on an episode of Dynamite before this and stuff. And this was just a fantastic tag match. I mean, we've talked about it at the time. Just these two teams really wanted to kick the crap out of each other. You had Rock and Roll Express watching the match from the crowd because they were a big part of the storyline, which was something AEW was so good at, is just connecting everything, which they're still pretty good at now, but not. I feel like they were so much better about it back then, as just connecting everything.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep saying that a lot of people think like Young Bucks are just spot monkeys. They can't tell stories. If you watch this match, Nick Jackson sells that knee the entire match. When it gets
he does. Like Nick Jackson. just both the Young Bucks get way too much shit in the community.
Yeah.
From certain people that just can't see their own hypocrisy through their own reflection. Jim Cornette. So yeah, I don't know. I think they get a lot of flack for unnecessary reasons, but like when you look at them, like you can't tell me they don't know how to sell when you watch a match like this.
Yeah,
like,
they will.
Watch this match. Watch their matches with FTR. Watch their match with Show and Yo at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Like those are great examples of them being able to tell stories. I don't know why people always give them flack in that regard. It's such a moot point when you see matches like this. It might as well not even be up for debate at this point.
I know. But eventually the Proud and Powerful won with the Street Sweeper, which made sense because they were the new team at this time and they were like doing really good things with the Inner Circle and stuff. I mean, the one thing you can't say about the Elite is that they were never selfish. They always put over the right people at the right time.
They are not selfish. That I will say. As far
if anything,
as
if anything, we could talk about. I think they put over too many people in the beginning, probably, where it actually hurt their value more than anything else.
Yeah, it did. And then which they quickly fucking changed, mainly because they had to. They didn't have a choice because of the pandemic, but. They did. I'm almost convinced that if the pandemic never happened, they still wouldn't make themselves the fucking champions.
Yeah,
I think Omega would have eventually, but no, fucking Young Bucks would have never held the belts until like fucking. It would have been like 2025, and like we still don't hold the tag team title. I don't know what you're talking about. What tag team titles? What do you mean?
Maybe we would have taken the Elite side of that CM Punk fight. So.
Oh fuck. Yeah, maybe. Hey, at least they didn't become the world champion right when they got in. You fucking selfish bitch. Yeah,
honestly, we would have said that.
No, the problem is like either way, even if they didn't hold the belts, like they would still be at fault. Let's be real. Everybody's a part of that shit sandwich.
But this is a 5-star match. It's just a hell of a tag match. I really enjoyed it. It's 5 stars to me.
5 stars. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Really good.
Afterwards, Sammy Guevara comes out and they start attacking the Young Bucks some more. And then I still can't believe this happened. Rock and Roll Express come up on the apron. Now let's be real. We had just started watching NWA Power at this time, so we knew the Rock and Roll Express was still like wrestling. But freaking Ricky Morton hits. I mean, he had to have some help a little bit, but still, he hit a freaking Canadian Destroyer from the apron and a suicide dive right after that.
Yeah, sunset flip Canadian fucking Destroyer, dude.
Yeah,
and then a suicide dive right after. The crowd's going ape shit in Maryland, man. Like, I was so. There's a few things that make me mad, right, about this. One, they never acknowledged NWA Power once during that time.
Yeah, and it was actually really good at this time,
Which, you know, and number two, I don't know if NWA wanted them mentioned on AEW, but, like, you know what it fucking makes me realize?
Maybe, because Nick Aldis was the champ at this time.
You know what it just made me realize? Like, everybody wants to say that, oh, people can't be corruptible. I'm pretty sure Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are some of the fucking most wholesome motherfuckers on the planet. Can we just have them run every wrestling company? I swear the industry would look way better if they did.
Yeah.
Can we just have Ricky and Robert just run everything, please?
Yeah.
Just please?
But yeah, it's really a shame we didn't get like a Rock and Roll Express versus like Proud and Powerful on TV. It's probably because of NWA that it didn't happen. I would say probably.
Yeah.
I guess I can understand it though, because I can understand they're thinking like, even though the Rock and Roll Express could still go, since not a lot of people will watch it, probably would have looked bad when them at their age were taking it to Proud and Powerful and stuff. I can understand that, I guess, because a lot of people shat on Stan when he was wrestling in T-shirts and the end of TNA and all that type of stuff. So,
well, I mean, except the hypocrisy is he's wrestling in T-shirts now, and everybody's like, yeah.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, let the dude wrestle in whatever the fuck he wants to wrestle. As long as he can produce a good match, I don't care.
Yeah. But anyhow, as for where all these guys went to, obviously the Young Bucks and Proud and Powerful had, like, one more match together was that street fight at AEW, which was awesome. And then, unfortunately, like, Proud and Powerful never really... I mean, they had some good feuds and they were with...
This is really what it comes down to. There was too many long-term plans in that regard. Some that had to be changed on the fly, and real-world events that just fucked them. Like, they had no opportunity at all to win the AEW tag team titles at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, if Santana could just fuck off with his addiction issues a little bit longer, right? If they could have just lasted a little bit longer, I'm pretty sure we're seeing them contend, at the very least contend for the titles against fucking either FTR for the Ring of Honor or Acclaim for the AEW. That's where they're at right now. The problem is
also injured. Santana's injured.
Yeah. Santana's injured, and fucking, Ortiz has got his falling out with his boy, apparently. And I'm just worried because of the fucking things that have come out. Like, it's basically a Scott Hall situation with Santana, which is, like, worrisome.
Also, I mean, there's other things that's going on. Like, Santana, they're also fighting about, like, their careers also. Like, Ortiz is happy just sitting in the back taking a paycheck in AEW, which is fair. But Santana wants to do more in AEW.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what? That is also fair as well. But it does, you know what? It really does scream Eddie when I think of Santana. Because if you think about it, like, he was the exact same way in WWE, and he ended up getting released not too long after.
Yeah.
Like, if you really think about it, like, he was like that with Dean and fucking Perry, and then Benoit and him were like basically the same, two peas in the same pod. The only difference was, like, I'm sure Benoit did a hell of a lot of drugs, but he didn't drink. And Eddie was a constant drunk. And, it really does scream Eddie when I think of Santana.
Yeah.
When I hear shit like that, that screams, yeah. It's, I said it at the top of this, like, it's such a shame because, like, at some point, this team would be AEW or Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions right now. They would be.
Yeah.
And it sucks we're never going to see that now because, Don't forget AAA, because they probably be contending for the AAA tag titles. Yeah, too. Absolutely, because FTR are the belt holders, yeah.
And Conan's also like, I don't think he runs. Isn't he like he's like a main figurehead of AAA? So
of course he booked that. Of course he would. Yeah, of course he would.
But anyhow, as for Ortiz, he's teaming up with Eddie Kingston right now. He actually just lost a hair versus hair match with Jericho. So it was kind of weird to see him with the hair here.
Basically, what is he now? Like, I don't even know. Like,
I tell him, so he's a babyface teaming up with Eddie Kingston, and he's trying to get Eddie Kingston to calm down a little bit and stuff. So there you go.
So we've turned the shoot into a work where it doesn't mean anything. Okay, good to know. Next.
As for the Young Bucks, obviously they would be main figureheads and EVPs of AEW. They eventually did get the tag titles the next year at Full Gear. And then they just been really good as AEW, been a top tag team, and has just been putting on killer matches and stuff. They're coming back on Saturday or today.
Dude, whenever I will say, they are still at fault as well for everything that happened in that backstage fight. But man, has that Trios division suffered with them gone. They need to get those belts back, and pronto. Please get those belts back on them.
I mean, to be fair, like, the Trios divisions, I can't really fault... I mean, I can fault Tony for not,
They had to make a quick quick decision on the fly because of everything that happened. I mean, there's nothing that they could have done. Well, actually, there was. But you know, Tony's as we've discussed on the Jay Hebert side of things, which you could, by the way, watch right here. He has no balls.
Yeah, but anyhow,
he has no balls.
And we've talked about it here too. So
there you go. Yeah, well, actually, watch that and then watch this fucking thing of AEW Spark.
Yeah,
that pretty much sums up my thoughts on current.
You're gonna have a lot of icons to make if you remember to make them. So
yeah, story of my life.
So stop doing that because you're just making more work for yourself.
Bro, I fucking that's all I do is make more work for myself. Bro, before today, I fucking was up until 5 a.m. editing Casey's fucking intros and shit.
That's true.
Well, if you want to see it, it's Casey's channel right here. There it is. It's all, at least it's all like in one place, you know. It's
so now you know where to go.
there was like one other thing you said. I don't even remember. It was like way before. It was for the Full Gear 2019 thing. Yeah. So yeah. Watch all that. I can't do any more iCards, so you have to follow everything else in the description, boys and girls. Like I've maxed out my iCard potential.
Next match was we forgot Rock and Roll Express. We forgot to say where they are. They ended up with it. Well, they already were, but the match aired later where they won the
NW. Oh boy, was that martyrdom controversy? Poor fucking Rock and Roll, man.
Especially too, because I think it was like
Jim Cornette was managing them.
So they had. If you think about it, like that was. Because that was when that Jim Cornette stuff came out.
Yeah, it wasn't even that it came out. Everybody knew he was a fucking tone-deaf idiot. It was just... He was tone-deaf at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is when he said the fucking bucket of fried chicken in Ethiopian line to try to put over Trevor Murdoch, which went over swimmingly in the comments, by the way, in real time. To the point where they actually lost a lot of fan support from that. Like, I'm pretty sure that was the downfall, regardless if there was a pandemic. I don't even think they would have ever recovered. Point being, that happened with Jim Cornette. He had to then be swiftly released after the tapings. And the last taping he was on manages the Rock and Roll Express to the recent tag title win.
If you notice, they lost those belts quickly right after that, too, by the way, because of that.
It sucks that happened to those guys, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and then,
they're some of the most wholesome motherfuckers on the industry. Like, you will not find a more humble tag team and more fans of the industry, first and foremost, than the Rock and Roll Express. And, like... It just stinks, dude, that they got the shaft like this, dude. Like, this is one of those things where it's just like, either you laugh about it, or you cry, type of shit. Because it's just like, they shouldn't have gotten fucked this bad.
I think at the time we were mad, but now we're, like, laughing about it, because obviously it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while to... So, like, that's why I'm like... But it is, like, one reason... Why I'm just modern wrestling, good.
Yeah.
Shelve that.
Continuing Rock and Roll. Robert Gibson, I think, is pretty much retired. I think he was kind of worn down by this point.
Yeah, he was way worn down. Ricky Morton is just I swear
he's still going.
He's still going. I think he has the Fountain of Youth on his side or some shit.
Not even still going. I don't remember which episode. Look up him versus not Ricky Morton. Him versus VSK. He hit a destroyer on VSK in that match too. Like,
didn't he compete for the NWA Championship at one point?
Yeah, against Nick Aldis, like that was like the episode before the pandemic. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now he's like a big fat. His son Kerry Morton wrestles. He just won the Junior Heavyweight Championship recently.
Good for him.
And and Mickey Morton's a big factor on behind the scenes on NWA USA, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, Kerry Morton's pretty good in the ring, actually. I like Kerry.
I mean, I'm going to say it. I think the two standouts for NWA are Kerry Morton and, what's his name? Not Too Cool Scorpio, but...
No,
Oh, fuck, I forget.
see, this is the problem though. Anybody that you say is good, guess what? They're fucked. You just fucked them. That's the NWA. 'Cause now we say they're good, so immediately anybody that's on top of the NWA, nope, we gotta shove them down. Nope, nope, nope,
Yep.
nope, 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 nope. So much nope.
Yeah. As for Sammy Guevara, because he was here too, and he hasn't shown up again. He's been one of the pinnacles of AEW. He has had really good TNT title runs.
Can we just skip to he was a great wrestler, and we thought he was a great person even after the fucking Tay Conti thing. Until the bullshit with Andrade. Okay, let's move on.
Pretty much.
Let's just move on. Yeah, that's done.
Next match was Pac versus Heyman Adam Page.
Oh, wait, before you do that, may I hit the pause button because I need a drink.
Sure.
Okay. Pause button. We'll be right back. That's the next match.
Alright, so Pac versus Heyman Adam Page. The reason behind this match was this has been going on since AEW launched pretty much. Not at the launch party, but like the press conference or whatever. Pac on like video confronted Heyman Adam Page, and it was supposed to set up a match for Double or Nothing. But then there was some bullshit where like Dragon Gate didn't want Pac losing because he hadn't like lost in like 2 years before this and stuff. So they did the match. This is actually technically AEW's first match if you go on their YouTube channel. It's Pac versus Pac versus Heyman Adam Page at like a Dragon Gate show. And Pac actually loses this match by DQ and took out Heyman Adam Page's leg. And then obviously it freed up Heyman Adam Page to be like in the Battle Royal and do the title stuff and stuff. But then Pac shortly after this lost the Dragon Gate title. So he was able to basically do his AEW commitments because they didn't have to deal with that anymore. And on the first episode of AEW Dynamite, Pac defeated Heyman Adam Page. And obviously it led to this rubber match here since they both had a victory over each other. And yeah, hell of a match here. Like, what a way to follow up that tag match.
Yeah,
because, like, tag match,
they did so good here. I mean, two of the best in the world wrestling-wise. Just going to town, man. They went ham.
I feel like one thing I don't think anyone gives Pac credit for is even though he's like a small wrestler, you look at him up against Heyman Adam Page or Kenny Omega, his size literally does not matter. He looks big enough to go up against those guys.
Well, I mean, it's because he's a fucking brick shithouse.
But yeah, like
look at the size of him as far as muscle goes, bro. Like you could convince me he's not a fucking cruiserweight and he could be a heavyweight type shit.
Yeah, for sure. These two just went out there and really tore the house down. Eventually, Heyman Adam Page won with the Deadeye. And yeah, this was just a fantastic match. I give it 4 3/4 stars. Just great stuff here. These two just killed themselves to put on this killer of a match, and especially they had a lot to live up to after seeing that killer opening tag match. I thought this was the perfect match to follow that up with. Two brick shithouses going at it with each other and stuff. Obviously, I think the right decision was made to have Heyman Adam Page win since he had come off a couple of big losses. Obviously, the first ever AEW World Championship loss to Chris Jericho at All Out, and then obviously he lost the first Dynamite match to Pac, so he needed to rebuild himself here. Yeah. And they made up for it later on because on the episode of AEW Dynamite after this, Pac beat him in the because that was really the rubber match to me because that DQ loss I didn't really count as the first match. I feel like that was more the rubber match to me, anyways.
Yeah, I agree.
And then that led to.
By the way, one of the things that we should also bring up as well, Pac is the reason that Hangman Page and Omega teamed up because they did a tag match between Moxley and Pac versus those two.
Yeah.
That was the start of that awesome team between Omega and Hangman. Basically, out of fucking nowhere makeshift team, and it turned the tag team division upside down and really just kind of set the wheels into motion to what the tag team division would be, you know.
So you could make the argument, Pac could even say this if you wanted to, that Pac's the real thing that got the tag team division going.
Oh yeah, I mean that's ego and kayfabe, absolutely. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That would be something to brag about, although he'd have to go heel.
Yeah.
So.
He's more of a tweener right now, but as for where both these wrestlers are, unfortunately Pac never really got going right when they finally started getting somewhere with him with the Death Triangle stuff and everything. The pandemic hit, he got stuck in England for 8 months.
Oh my god, yeah, he was
screwed.
Dude, for him it was like a bicycle without fucking wheels. Like, he wanted to go and he couldn't go. He's like on a stationary bike. Like,
I remember,
let me in! He's like fucking, he's like Eric Andre trying to fucking get in. Let me in! Let me in!
Do you remember those promos he would do, like, during the pandemic? I think he legitimately was going crazy, like, doing those freaking promos.
I bet you he was. I bet you he was, man. Like, bro, out of anybody that deserved a championship during that time, it was him with the All-Atlantic belt. I'm so glad he won it first out of everybody.
Yeah.
And now Orange Cassidy has it, so good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically Pac's AEW. And that's made the pandemic really has halted it, because anytime they started doing something, anytime they got in a storyline, he always got stuck in England and couldn't get back to America to finish that storyline.
Yeah, but basically he just dropped the belt to Orange Cassidy, so we're far past that now, thank God.
Heyman Adam Page, he's been honestly, he's probably like one of, other than MJF, he's probably like one of my favorites to ever grace AEW. He's been so good in AEW.
Yeah.
With this tag run with Kenny Omega, this World Championship chase, and then the win. I know a lot of people crap on his AEW World Title run. I'm going to be the one, very few people. I loved his AEW World Title run. Awesome.
It wasn't. It could have been better. I think they needed to build it up more. But the stuff that he did, the little he was given, man, you can't say he didn't make the most of that.
For sure.
He did really good. But but I will say again, as good as he is, and I even said this on Jay Hubert's side of things, he deserves a lot of that blame for what happened.
Yeah.
Like, you like, I agree with Punk on one thing. You don't just go and fucking shoot on somebody, especially if you didn't clear it with them ahead of time. You just don't do that. Like, Punk was kind of right there. And, like...
Absolutely.
Punk shouldn't have fucking said it. It was wrong place, wrong time in the fucking press conference. Like, handle it behind closed doors, you fucking prick. But, you know, at the same time, it's like, you gotta give Hangman shit, too. Like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, for sure. And then,
and by the way, let's also say this. Recently, as far as right now, Hangman he's recovering from a concussion, but there was, like, he was feuding with Moxley for the title at one point, right? As everybody knows by now. The promo before the concussion incident, what the fuck was that promo? Seriously? Have you seen this promo? I don't think you have. But, essentially, how do I put this?
Oh, is this the one where he busted himself open?
No, this is the one prior. Okay. So this is the promo prior. It was the promo prior before that match where he busted open and got a concussion. So it was, do you remember the I don't even know if you watched this. You might not have. And fair enough, I forgive you if you didn't. But I saw it online. Basically, they did a work shoot angle. Another one. Talking about the backstage bullshit, basically. Subtly. Where Moxley basically called him a child or whatever, and then Hangman was basically acting like a child, and Moxley just made him look like a complete jabroni on the mic.
I might have seen this, actually.
It was such a bad look.
Yeah, for sure.
What the fuck are you doing? This guy was your world champion, and you're making him look like a jabroni.
Yeah, that was...
What the fuck was the fucking point in that? Like, don't mention the shit from All Out. Stop doing it. It's not helping anything. It's actually worsening your product, actually.
For sure. But yeah, Heyman Adam Page, unfortunately, he's recovering from an injury. I hope he can come back soon, but we'll see. I gave the match 4 3/4 stars. It's just a great match right here.
I agree.
I'm just gonna let you take this one because this is probably where you want to land right here. We have Shawn Spears with Tully Blanchard versus Joey Janela. You want to talk about this? I'll just say this about the match, and then you can talk about their career, what happened afterwards. The storyline was pretty decent. Shawn Spears was calling out Joey Janela for just being nothing more than a backyard wrestler from his history and stuff. So Joey Janela wanted to prove him wrong. I believe this feud and stuff started the week of the go home show. So there really wasn't a lot to go on here, but they ended up having a really good match. Here. I thought Joey Janela adapted his style well enough to face Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears ended up winning, which obviously needed to happen considering the fact that he was coming off a couple of big losses to Cody and Moxley on the second episode of Dynamite. So he really needed the win here because Joey Janela was going to be fine. I mean, I say that he wasn't fine, but, that was his own fault, in my opinion. But I thought the match was really good. I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought the styles meshed really well with each other. What do you think of this match?
It was great. It was honestly really good for the styles that they had. I didn't hate the match. The match was decent. Really good finish. Here's my only issue with it. This really should have been Kip Sabian versus Joey Janela on the show.
Yeah.
That's honest to God my feelings on it. This, and even then, this doesn't deserve to be on the main show. We're talking buy-in, first match in. Get that shit out of the way immediately. This... Shawn Spears deserved better. He deserved better, man. And listen, I'm not just saying that because he actually was basically the one that helped me get my foot in the door in the industry in a lot of cases. And he was he actually showed our show to the AEW locker room, which I immensely appreciate, and I know he did that for us, and words can't express how thankful I am. But even if you take that out of the fucking equation, dude, it's... This dude just came in with this chairman gimmick, right? And then he loses to Cody, which he could have easily bounced back from. Then he loses to Moxley, which again, I think he could have easily bounced back from. But then, right... This is where the problems start to show. They don't have anything for him to do. Not one fucking thing to do. You couldn't have put him with fucking Dustin?
Well, remember Dustin was written off at this time with that arm angle with Jake Hager.
Oh, so fucking who cares? Who cares? You could have easily fucking written a way for him to come back and fight in his honor. He could have had a fucking cast on his arm. You're telling me
he did anyway.
Exactly, and he did anyway. So you're telling me you couldn't have fucking put Shawn Spears with Dustin to continue that storyline with him and Cody? And then following this fucking match where he wins, which by the way, while it was a cool finish, he needed help from Tully fucking Blanchard.
Yeah.
Against Joey Janela. Bro, what a fucking waste. And then they go on to bury him further by having him lose to Cody again in the TNT title tournament.
Yeah.
Fuck me, dude. It's like the guy couldn't catch a break as a heel.
No,
seriously, it's almost like they should have just turned him face after he lost to Cody.
Yeah,
seriously,
sure.
I think he would have been way better off, honestly. It's...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think some of it, too, was just... I don't even know what happened. I think some of it was the timing. But there was so many big players. I think when he was signed, they didn't... Obviously, Moxley came in, so, you couldn't push him over Moxley. Obviously, they were doing things with Jericho, so it's just... I don't know. It's really frustrating.
I mean, they he gets into a faction anyway. I mean, if you'd have put him with the fucking Inner Circle right off the rip, he would have been way better.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He would have been a better fifth member initially than Jake. I'm not saying you don't have Jake in the Inner Circle, but Sean Spears could have easily fit that group.
Yeah, for sure. And then,
so, I don't know.
When he does get into the Pinnacle, they messed that up at Blood and Guts.
And then they redeemed themselves a little bit at Double or Nothing, and then... Yeah, it was all downhill. It was all downhill for the Pinnacle. And you know what's fucking hilarious? The Pinnacle is actually better now than it was when they formed and had the Blood and Guts bullshit. Yeah. And now all of them, with the exception of MJF, are faces, and that might even be changing too from everything they're both. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. Dude, everything's so topsy-turvy. It looks like MJF's going babyface. I don't know.
We don't know.
I have no fucking clue.
Then, as for Tully Blanchard, we'll just say him. He will continue to manage, obviously Sean Spears, and then eventually FTO, and then obviously the Pinnacle, and then eventually,
and then he get released.
No, actually, he went to ROH and he started building Tully Enterprises with Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony.
Yes.
And then
and then he was replaced by that fucking what's his face?
Prince Nana. That's terrible.
Yeah, Prince.
I'm sorry. I just think he's meant to be a manager, but he can't cut a promo to save his life.
The name fucks with me every time in the way you said it. Prince Nana. Then Prince with such disdain.
Isn't that how you say it?
No, you're right. It's just the way you said it with such disdain. It was so fucking good.
I don't like him. It's just
he's terrible. I agree. It's just fun. It's the fact that his name is Prince Nana. It's already a goofy name as it is, and then you just shit all over it with the disdain in your voice. Fucking hell.
And then they did say Tully Blanchard's just taking time off. They did say he'll be back someday.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. I thought he was. Yeah. I'll be real with you. He's probably trying to help his daughter at this point.
Yeah. Especially with all the
probably trying to get through her fucking head. Hey, just fucking apologize and people will let you the fuck in, bitch.
I know.
Come on. Like, Jesus Christ. You're too fucking talented to be this stubborn.
I know. And then, as for Joey Janela, you want to talk about what Joey Janela... Because you haven't been able to rant about Joey Janela.
I'll tell you where Joey Janela is. He had the lifetime. He would have had a lifetime gig in AEW. Messes that up immediately. Had relationship issues with Penelope before. Penelope went with Kip because Kip is a more decent human being than Joey. Let's be real. Fucking Joey then gets depressed, then drinks way too much, and you could see in his beer belly that he keeps getting. It kept getting bigger every fucking week. It gets even worse because of the pandemic. Pretty sure he was on drugs. It was clear as fucking day to anybody watching. So he's just deteriorating while he's in AEW. Tries to get back on the good side. And a weird makeshift tag team with fucking Sonny Kiss that made no sense at all. Never did, never will. Right? Then feuds with Sonny Kiss on AEW Dark. Starts to get in semi-decent shape. Then had a match with Hangman Page.
That's right, he did.
And fucked him up. He fucked him up. And then that was the end of him. Because he injured Adam Page because he was sloppy in the ring. And he did it 3 times in that same match, right? And then he basically was just let go. And then all of a sudden, he got in better shape going back to GCW than he was in AEW. In his entire time in AEW, he's actually in better ring shape now in GCW.
So maybe so in this feud, Sean Spears was right all along.
Bro, you want to talk about your fucking priorities being all fucking out of whack. I mean, good on you if that's what you really ultimately think you just belong. Like, if you're happier there doing that shit and you're...
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, more power to you. I hope you're clean now because you're there. That's all I can hope. But with GCW and whatever his fucking name is that runs that joint, I don't doubt it. But, you know, if you're happier there and you're not fucking depressy spaghetti.
I mean, I'll just say this, though. If that's the case, though, like, your priorities are off if, like, you're going to get in shape and work GCW shows.
But not for AEW. AEW, you're depressed and you eat everything in sight and then you drink way too much. Like, he was a wreck. He was a fucking wreck in AEW. Nobody can deny that to me. Like, he was just an absolute wreck.
Yeah, he was bad. Then after this, Kip Sabian gets... Remember how you talked about how they should have done Kip Sabian versus Joey Janela? What did they set up? They finally set up that pairing between Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford on this show.
Oh my god.
But they all...
Right.
Well, that's kind of...
and then they had it... Oh, by the way, they blew off the feud on television! On Dynamite!
Not even... No, they blew it off on Dark, actually.
Oh, that's right! I'm sorry. Right. What the fuck?
That's what... your priorities are off if you're blowing that. I mean, I know Dark was a bigger show back then, but still...
Like you couldn't have blown that shit off on TV. Like, it's not like they couldn't have fucking worked well together.
I know. They did work well together. Yeah, Kip Sabian, this was when he was newly the... super bad heel, everything like that. He even mentioned his team up that he had with TH2 at the time. I'm ashamed that never really went anywhere.
Yes. What should have been the Hybrid 3, it never was. Hey, by the way, hey, do you remember the Superman squad before the Speaking Out movement? I do.
Was that them or was that?
It was him, Penelope, and Jimmy Havoc.
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then immediately was gone. Not too long after their tag title match.
Yeah. Good thing that tag title match happened before the Speak It Out movement, pretty much, because that would have been bad.
Yeah, right.
They would have had to cut that match completely.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, as for where Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford are, they're basically in the same spot that they were, except with different gimmicks. Can we just say that their role hasn't changed?
Bro, and by the way, not only different gimmicks they ripped off from us.
Pretty much.
Don't play with me like you don't watch our show, but then you have a guy like Kip Sabian playing the fucking Joker. Hello, Ian Lancaster or anyone? Like, what the fuck, man? Give me some fucking royalties if you're gonna bury him this bad. Jesus Christ.
But then,
come on now. I mean, I don't know. Ultimately, I say that, but that's probably my ego. He probably came up with it himself. But the point is, like, either way you look at it, this dude's getting buried and just debuted with a new gimmick.
Yeah. It's bad.
Fucking dude he had a box for a head, lose the box for a head, lose the fucking championship match, and then talks to the box that he had for a head. Like, what the fuck is going on? Hello?
I hope you do Ian Lancaster better than that. So
no, it's not even a question. We do. Oh, trust me, we do.
Next match was Private Party versus the Lucha Bros versus SCU for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, with SCU defending the titles. SCU was being
so good.
SCU was defending the tag title. No, I'm sorry. SCU was represented by Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. I'll talk about that, why that was the case in a second. This was obviously the first time the tag titles were ever defended on AEW pay-per-view, because they were just crowned not that long ago. SCU won the tag team title tournament, defeated the Lucha Bros in the finals. And because the Lucha Bros were ranked the #1 tag team, because this was the first time they were doing rankings for the tag division. Boy, did they not talk about the rankings much anymore, because, well, they kind of screwed it up. To be fair, it wasn't like they completely screwed up the rankings. The pandemic kind of screwed up the rankings, because I think they gave up on it after the pandemic pretty much, because all the teams that they had ranked anyways, like, couldn't get there and stuff. So I think they kind of... To be fair, I think they were going to do something with the rank.
Let's be real. Anybody that complains about the rankings, then you have to have that same energy for UFC. like I say the same thing about like if you have a problem with interim championships, then you have to have the same problem with fucking UFC. I maintain that they should. I maintain that interim champions in wrestling are a good thing, but you have to have rules set in place for it. You have to. And
I say if you're going to be out like 6 months, then you should be stripped of the belt.
I think I mean Max should be 3 months at least. Actually.
Yeah. Well, how long was because Punk was back? How long was Punk out the first time? He was only out. He was out 2 months, right?
I don't know. I don't care. I'll be real with you. I'm just done. I don't care about him. But anyway, I love this match. This tag team, this triple threat tag team match, like.
And then also,
this showed tag team wrestling was alive and well again, because like people got to remember. And by the way, if nothing else, AEW, one thing remains constant: best tag team division in the industry. Period. Bar none. Nobody comes close. Nobody touches AEW when it comes to the tag team division. There was a period of time where no tag team division was good in any wrestling unless you were in Japan. Like, this, finally U.S. tag team wrestling mattered again, and it started here, in AEW. Like, they just rejuvenated the tag scene. Lucha Brothers, SCU, Private Party, Young Bucks, Kenny and Hangman, which formed not too long into it. The Rhodes Brothers, like they had the tag team division on lockdown even back then. Even more so now, Yeah. Dark Order as well. Order,
they were around at this time. Private Party defeated the Dark Order to earn this tag title opportunity. So there you go. This tag title match was great. The only thing I don't like about these triple threat tag title matches is I feel like all members of each team should be allowed to be in the win at the same time, because I just think it's stupid that you only have 2 members. You have to.
I agree. Just make a tornado tag. Tag. It makes it way easier. Or at the very least, if you want to have somebody on the apron just to make it less chaotic, do lucha tag rules.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Like, that would be way better than what they did here. Like, because lucha tag rules, if a person's in the ring, then they're a legal man, right? Like, that should just be how they did it.
Because I'm pretty sure SCU basically don't really do much in this match until like the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, and the match goes a bit. So
yeah, I mean that's like the only complaint, but this is still a hell of a match.
Yeah,
like,
very good match here. All these teams are really on fire at this time. Lucha Bros were doing really well because they just had like those banners with the Young Bucks and everything. SCU were the first champions, and Private Party were like rising stars. They had just beat the Young Bucks, which was like and a huge upset on Dynamite, the one I was at. But I predicted that was going to happen. Honestly, I don't think a lot of people did, but I was one of the few that predicted that was going to happen. And SCU eventually won with the SCU later onto, I believe it was Isaiah Cassidy. Afterwards, the Lucha Bros attack SCU when they just start beating the crap out of them. Then the lights go out. They were very obsessed with the lights going out in this show, because Shawn Spears had an entrance where the lights went out.
Well, I mean, but that's entrance. This was weird.
Yeah. Then the lights come back on. We see Penta Trace in the ring, and he's doing the Spider-Man meme pretty much, where he's like mimicking everything that Pentagon Jr. is doing. And eventually, he gets it running STO, and then the Angels wins on
Christopher Daniels.
I will say, at least the commentators didn't pretend that like they didn't know it was Christopher Daniels when he started hitting his offense on him. Because in WWE, especially in Vince's era, they would be like, "Wait a minute, who was that?" Like, they would have like really been dumb about it. At least AEW acknowledged it was Daniels before he took the mask off and everything. But they didn't exactly say
they didn't come across as stupid. Put it that way.
And it's not just Christopher Daniels; it's the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
He was dressed in the Fallen, which they really didn't do much with, because he was just Christopher Daniels, like the next episode of Dynamite. So that was kind of a shame.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, fun fact: do you know that Christopher Daniels is the only man to compete in the WCW Cruiserweight, WWF Light Heavyweight, and the TNA X Division?
I didn't know that. Wow, that's holy shit.
Right?
But
The fuck?
If he competes in the NWA, then he can add the NWA Junior Heavyweight division in there too.
Yeah, that's still relatively new though. If you're talking about fucking divisions, you talk about those three divisions in particular.
And
although WWE is the lesser of the three, let's be real.
Now I assume he has competed in the. Is he eligible to compete in the New Japan Super Heavyweight or the light heavyweight division that they have in New Japan?
Junior heavyweight. Yeah,
junior. So if he goes there, then he'll be the only one. Then he can add that to his list. I assume he has competed in the junior heavyweight division because he has wrestled in New Japan. But anyhow, as I gave this match like 3 3/4. I thought it was a very good tag match. And I really enjoyed it. What did you give it?
I gave it 3.5 stars. Good shit.
There you go.
Very good.
As for where all these wrestlers went, Private Party became a pretty big tag team in AEW.
And then they didn't. Let's just call it as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, the beauty of AEW tag team wrestling is there is a rejuvenation of it, but it's also a double-edged sword because you have so many teams that you can't do everything with everybody. Private Party is kind of the same in the Proud and Powerful camp, where there was too many plans for them to even be factored in. Although I will say, did have a hell of a match with fucking Keith Lee and Swerve when they were the champions.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that at some point we get a similar situation with Private Party versus The Acclaimed. It does look like they're at least in title contention again.
They might be entering the trios division with Matt Hardy because they're doing a storyline with Matt.
Jesus, that's right. Yeah. Because Jeff Hardy is fucked up. Yeah. So Hardy Party's a thing now. Yeah, honestly, bro, I have a better idea. Personally, I would have just get the fucking Swerve turn over with and just have Swerve lead Private Party.
That'd be awesome.
That would be way better, I think.
That could be like the hit. That could be like the hit roll of AEW.
Honestly, yeah, it would be better.
As for the Lucha,
it'd be way better.
As for the Lucha Bros, I think in the beginning of AEW they kind of suffered the same fate. Also, the pandemic screwed them too because if you remember, I think Pentagon got stuck in Mexico or something for a while, so he couldn't get over to America during the pandemic. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was stuck in Mexico, and then by the time he was able to come back, I think Ray Phoenix got hurt during the pandemic, and then they both came back.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix actually got hurt on a ninja kick he did to Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, and then again, I think they just had a lot of plans. They finally did get the tag title run earlier this year, and then they had a really good run with the tag. Actually, last year
it was decent. I mean, basically, long and short of it is, they won the tag team titles in a great cage match. They have since lost the tag titles. They lost the tag titles to
Jungle Boy and
Luchasaurus, who then lost the tag team titles to
Young Bucks,
and then they lost to Swerve in Our Glory. Now the Acclaimed are the champions. So,
I think also too because then Ray Phoenix got hurt in the match where they lost the tag titles, so Pentagon was stuck by him, and Pentagon went through a couple of character changes and stuff. And now they're doing really well as the Trios champions. They're probably going to lose the belts this Sunday, but I think they did pretty well with the titles.
Yeah, they're the first. Actually, when you really think about it, they're the first team in AEW to hold both the AEW tag team titles and the Trios titles. And
yes, they are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, Young Bucks. Young Bucks are the first.
Ah, yeah, you're right. They're the second,
technically
aren't they? I'm stupid.
I'm
stupid! Sorry, I'm trying to forget about All Out as much as humanly possible as far as backstage drama.
And then as for SCU, they would lose the belts 2 months later to Kenny Omega and Heyman and Page. I thought they were pretty decent first champions, all things considering. And then obviously SCU, they kept plugging along. Eventually, it was just Daniels and Frankie Kazarian that represented SCU. Scorpio Sky went on to do his own thing. And then Daniels and Frankie Kazarian lost the tag title match with the Young Bucks, which means they can have a team again. which I think has been a bit of a booking clutch. But I think I think Christopher Daniels wants to wrestle part time anyways because he's mainly just been doing behind the scenes stuff and stuff.
Yeah.
Frankie Kazarian actually was recently just the X Division champion, and tonight
he is now.
or last night,
which here's my last die card plug. Tonight he competes on Impact Overdrive for the TNA World Championship. Which, by the way, you can check my coverage with Noah Foster out right here on the Jeff Beecher Network. Hey!
The only thing you got on is the Impact World title now, not the TNA World Championship.
Same fucking thing. Fucking wrestling grammar Nazi over here.
And then, as for Scorpio Sky, he was he eventually turned heel and joined up with Ethan Page, and they were with America's Top Team together, and he was the TNT champion a few times, but eventually he lost it to Wardlow, and I think he got injured, so he hasn't been wrestling for a while. So,
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's, you know, Scorpio Sky's done great for himself, man. Like, for a guy who is not pegged, for a guy that has not been pegged to do much in this business, he has done a lot. Like, he has, like, when you really break it down, Scorpio Sky career in AEW is, he was a standout performer in AEW's tag division when it first launched. He wrestled Sting in his return match, and he won the TNT title and had a pretty decent run with it. All things considered, I think he did well for himself.
Don't forget, too, he wasn't even meant to be at that tag title tournament. But it was Daniels that was supposed to be in it, but they did an angle where he got attacked by the Lucha Bros. So
yeah, and I think I don't even think Daniels was actually injured at that time, right?
No, I think they just did that so they could get.
They just wanted to get Scorpio over, and they did a hell of a job. Like,
remember this guy too, by the way, was Mason Andrews, a bland gimmick in TNA. And Harold in
I couldn't believe, like, it's fucking hilarious, because I remember that match he had. I remember it was this trios match for the X Division title. This is back when they had triple threat matches for the X Division title for no fucking reason, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that, yeah.
Right? But the one that stood out for some reason was always Mason Andrews versus Manic versus Trent Beretta. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was really good. And he was really good in that match. I couldn't believe it was the same guy. I don't know why, because, like, you look at it, it's like, oh, yeah.
He's really good.
Yeah, he is.
Then we had the next match. It was Riho defending the AEW Women's Championship against Emi Sakura. So, not much of a storyline here. Riho became the first AEW Women's Champion, defeated Nyla Rose on the first ever episode of Dynamite. And Emi Sakura at some point became number one contender. I don't really remember the storyline too much. I think she won some type of four-way or something like that to get the number one contendership, and then she pinned Riho in a tag match. And basically the storyline here was it was student versus teacher, with obviously Emi Sakura being the teacher and Riho being the students. I don't think we ranted about this at the time, but now we can. This is where the early signs of the stages of the now women's division was for the AEW. No storyline, just thrown together shit.
Now listen. There was legit history between Riho and Emi. None of it was told on TV.
Yeah,
but
it wasn't really.
Let's just break this down. All right. Kenny Omega cannot book.
No.
I love Kenny Omega, but he is a terrible booker. All right. This is Exhibit A as to why. Now, Riho, I wasn't against her being the first. It made sense in the match they did on the first episode of Dynamite. They did really well in telling a David Goliath story. It's actually a great women's match. It's one of the fucking top women's matches, actually, that they've had. Rio's a hell of a wrestler. Alright? That's the second thing I want to get out of the way right now. So, I am a Riho fan. Riho should have fought Nyla Rose in a rematch here and lost the belt here.
Absolutely.
That was the match they should have been doing.
Especially the benefit of hindsight with what happened.
They had this fucking reign last way too fucking long, man. Like, it was one of those things where Like, Rio should have been fucking Buddy Rogers, and Nyla Rose should have been Bruno Sammartino-esque.
Yeah.
She should have had the longer title reign and not Rio. Like, it's just... It was a bad fucking call, honestly.
So that's what talking about this. Do you think that's been AEW's crutch? Is that they have this incentive to have long title ones when sometimes you don't need it? You don't need it.
Yes. You want me to be honest? Like, okay, so you like Adam Page's title run, right? But just to avoid, and I did too. I didn't have much of an issue with it, but just to avoid, fucking running into brick walls, because you could tell they were, right?
Yeah.
Hangman should have lost the belt to Bryan Danielson in the second match.
That would have been fine, yeah.
Honestly, because there was a lot more... and if you really think about it, if Danielson was the champion, then none of that bullshit at AEW All Out would happen, number one. And number two, there's a lot more history with Danielson and Punk than there would have been with Punk and Hangman. So,
well, the biggest example I give... I still use this example to this day for short title wins, sometimes other way to go. Look at Sami Zayn's NXT Championship run.
Such an impactful run. Lasted a month. His best friend stabbed him in the back to then KO him to win the belt. That was what a great run.
Look at it.
Johnny Gargano.
Johnny
Gargano's NXT title run. You know? Lasted a month, but the chase was more memorable than the 1 month run. I'm not saying that Hangman should have been a 1 month. Obviously, you could have had him draw with Danielson, right? But reality should be he should have lost it.
Yeah, pretty quick.
It's a problem company-wide. It's not even just a women's issue. It's just an in general booking problem that AEW has. Like... In WYW, there are moments, like, even with certain heels on the show, where we're like, okay, does this make sense to do? Yes. How long? A month. He's a transitional champion? Yes. Alright, let's do it, right? This is a way we could get from the next point. Like, it's just, you have to go with what makes sense. Sometimes that has to come at the expense of the fucking title run. And listen... Everybody is like, oh, we need to have long title runs again. And granted, at the time, yes, we did. Because God was it sorely needed with how much hot-shotting was going on in WWE for the sake of hot-shotting with no rhyme or reason. Agreed 100%, right? But, we are no longer at that point now. We are far from that point. AEW, and just wrestling in general... needs to do stuff that makes sense. And quite honestly, if you look back at the Attitude Era, were they hot-shotting? Yes. But here's the difference between WWE or WWF back then versus WWE now, even, right? Everything made sense. Mostly. Especially in the main event. Alright? Why did they switch the title after, like, what are the, here's a hotshot fucking angle, right? Here's a classic example of this. WrestleMania 14, Chainsaw Charlie and Cactus Jack won the fucking tag team titles on that show, right? And you're like, well, what a waste of the fucking New Age Outlaws. Then they went them back and joined DX the following night in a cage match.
Yeah.
Everything made sense. There was a difference back then to what it is now. Like, if a short title run makes sense in a long-term scheme of things, don't go against the grain and try to force a long title reign when it doesn't make sense.
I mean, look at Mankind and The Rock's title reign. There was a lot of hot title, but every title change made, like Mick Foley.
Every title change made sense. The feud was legendary, and it was the best last full-time run of Mick Foley's career was those matches with The Rock and beyond.
Yeah.
Like that, which then led to his team with The Rock, which then led to his matches with Triple H. Like, some of the best shit he ever did.
I mean, if you think about it, a lot of the heel champions, like, doing that first, like, that Buddy Rogers, Bruno Sammartino run, they were just,
It's
transitional
not,
champions
it
to get
is,
the belt.
yes, exactly. It was transitional. They were transitional champions to get the belt back on Bruno or whatever, or the next babyface. The difference between even back then and now, it's not. There was not weekly television every week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There's weekly television. You have to tell a story. I'm not saying you don't have long title runs, especially when they make sense. That's fine. But what makes sense in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Realistically, you have to think about these things before you just say, okay, well, we have a philosophy. No,
I mean,
your philosophy, make money. That should be your fucking philosophy. Fuck your like IWC philosophy bullshit. Throw that out the fucking window.
Jericho's title reign, by the way, his first AEW World title reign it only lasts like 4 months. It's not even that long.
Right. It's the shortest reign out of everybody that's held that belt. Actually,
and it's probably other than Punk, but I don't think it counted Punk's, but.
No. Punk's wasn't even a reign. He won it and then retired both times. I'm not counting any one of those.
Jericho's the least shortest. Jericho's probably the shortest, but it's my favorite because of how good it is.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I think we're also saying this with the benefit of, because if you remember, right after this match, Riho basically was a non-existent champion right after this match.
Because she kept going to fucking Japan, because Japan was more of a fucking commitment for her.
Yeah.
Which already was a conflict of interest. You know what that reminded me of? WCW, when they tried to launch their women's division. They only could get fucking women from Japan, and they were more committed to Japan, which made fucking Eric Bischoff say fucking an accent.
Yeah.
Like, just give the belt to Nyla.
Yeah. Yeah, this match was still very good, though. I thought, the both women knew how to tell a story. I forgot that Emi Sakura used to dress up as not Joey Mercury,
Freddie Mercury. Freddie
Mercury. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad
because of this, 1 star. This was so annoying. Like, okay, it's still annoying. Like, she's not that anymore, but she still does the fucking chant. You're not Freddie Mercury. Like, Daniels acts more like Freddie, and it's like, okay, he's an obnoxious kind of character. You do not translate well with this. You're just doing a gimmick, and it fucking interferes with the match.
Yeah.
Like, every fucking 2 seconds she's doing...
Yeah.
Like, and she's not even singing in key. It sounds like she's Tarzan in the fucking ring.
Yeah. It's so bad, I think Taz makes fun of it on Dog. That's how bad it is.
Bro,
because
honestly, you know what I remember this match for? It's not even the match. It's Mike fucking making everything about Taz saying yam bags. That's all I remember. That's where that fucking genesis of that started. Mike, like, did a whole bit with Taz, and he did, like, and then it ended with, he kept saying yam bags all over and over and over again, and I was just on the way, I was literally breathing heavy to the point, I was dying. I was hyperventilating, yes.
Were you on the floor?
I was on the floor at that point. And and then he ends it with, you can't spell nutrition without nut. Right, Cole? And I'm fucking... That's all I remember this match for. It's not even the match. It's Mike fucking being Mike.
I think you should up that to a star and a quarter for Mike.
Alright, yeah. Just for Mike, star and a quarter. There you go.
But I give it 3.5. I thought they told a decent story. There's also a complaint I had about Real Time. She always got a lucky win by a roll-up. She never won a match with a finish.
Fuck me, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. You know why? Because who the fuck is going to believe a finisher from her?
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, man. I mean,
now we talk.
You can't exactly hit a Ushi. I can't imagine a woman her frame can hit a Ushi Garoshi on her. I mean, I'm afraid that if she does, she might actually break Emi Sakura's neck for real. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Next match. I believe, by the way, too, this is going to get a little TV-14 here, rated R. I remember, I think, when we did that episode of Runner, maybe it wasn't this one, you, Mike, Casey, and everyone were talking about how if you guys had sex with Riho, you kill her, but I'd be the only one that could have sex.
No, that was definitely Mike. That was definitely Mike. Fuck. Yeah, that sounds like a Mike thing.
I feel like you got
that definitely was Mike. Yeah,
that was hilarious.
yeah.
Then I'm gonna give the match, but just for Mike, then I'll give the match 3 3/4 stars for that Mike line. Right?
Yeah.
You know
Mike,
what? I'll give it. It goes up 4 stars because the Yan bags thing. So it's 4. So the match is 3.5 stars. Then Mike bumps it to 4 stars.
2 stars. Mike makes things interesting. That's the moral of the story here.
Yep. Then these next matches are like one of them. If I'm gonna just say this right now, if I was making a top 10 list of like my favorite AEW matches, these next two matches
are up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is worth the fucking pay-per-view price alone. These next two.
This was the AEW World Championship match. It was Chris Jericho with Jake Hager inside versus Cody with MJF inside. And if Cody lost, he could never challenge for the AEW World Championship again.
Now, I will say we are actually at the 1 hour 55-minute mark. However, since we are at the main event and the match technically is a lights out match, we're going long, but it's the only time I'm allowing it.
We also been bullshitting a lot today.
Honestly, that's just that's what we do. Honestly.
Yeah. We had to do a programming note too, so
yeah, that's fair.
But anyhow, we'll talk about the decision, whether it was the right decision for Cody to put that stip. Let's just talk about the match and stuff. But the build up to this match was freaking amazing. I still remember the build up to this match like it was yesterday. Everything they did in the build up made sense. With
Jericho, the youngest world champion in history. He's the first one. Man, I love that segment so much. Like, I cherish that with every moment of my soul. Fucking Soul Train Jones. Goddamn Virgil makes an appearance. Bigs up Jericho and tugs Cody. This is after, by the way, they did a promo package of Cody wanting to win his first major world title on television, right? And then they just completely
Do you remember they did the thing where Cody was like by the counter and Brandy comes up and kisses him, and then like Jericho does the same thing and some other random woman just comes up and kisses Jericho?
My god, yeah, I do. Yep. It's
the build up.
It's fucking unbelievable. It's so unbelievable, man. Like,
yeah, the build up just made so much.
The build up was so good. There was a great amount of entertainment with Jericho, and then you had like just Cody with such great promo work, man.
Yeah.
Like, promo before this match, he's saying was the promo where he says he'd never challenge for the World Championship again. Yeah. It's Cody's defining promo. It's the Cody Rhodes' best promo, period, bar none.
He might have a better one. He might have a better one when he returns too.
Which is funny. It is hilarious when you think about it. And now he's in the WWE.
Yeah. But yeah, like the build up to this feud, like, you know, they took this to the Comic-Con where Cody attacked him there. Just everything they put in this feud just made sense about how if Cody's going to be able to focus because he's an executive and he's going to have to focus on all these other things and wrestle for the world title. They even took a lot of people were complaining about the fact that Cody, a top executive, was challenging for the world title, and they turned that even into a storyline too.
Which is like crazy because the way they built this up and the way they went about this was so good. It was so good.
And then they do the element where they add judges, where if it went an hour, it was gonna be up to the judges, and I think that actually made a lot of fans worried. I remember a lot of people when we went over to watch the pay-per-view were worried that this was gonna go to the judges because they wouldn't put it there.
By the way, hold on, because we got to talk about this. If you really think about this, why have we not seen that since this?
We have once.
We have once, though. One time.
Yeah, they should.
What the fuck, dude? Like, there's no consistency on this shit. Like, if you establish something on TV, you gotta be consistent with it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, because then it just throws the entire dynamic off.
I agree. Yeah.
It just does. Like, and
yeah,
especially when you consider the fact, dude, if there's judges in wrestling deciding who gets the championship, do you realize how great of a heel that could make somebody if they win the title off a judge's decision?
That needs to happen someday, yeah.
Like, bro, I don't... Man, that would have been a Booker's paradise. I would have been like, we're having judges every fucking title match.
I would...
Just
maybe
for that
not for,
alone.
I mean, the issue with doing that is, I remember TNA tried it with the Grand Championship.
No, well, hold on. The difference was... They tried to do it like MMA style. You can't do pro wrestling in MMA style.
No, you cannot.
But you can, as long as you have a 60-minute title match, reach a draw conclusion, then you can judge it just by the match alone, right? All right, who hit more offense? All right, who was more on defense? Who showed that? Like, this shit's easy. That shit's easy enough.
I mean, I got fantasy. For that 1 hour time limit draw they did with Danielson and Page, that could have been a perfect way to get the belt off Page and on to Danielson.
Right! That would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But no.
But anyhow, just what a match this was, too. Like, one of my favorite matches. Just go watch it for yourself. I can't do it justice, because like I said, we're not breaking this down spot for spot. Eventually, we see MJF in the corner, and I should say that one big thing that happened in this match, because I think it's affected Cody's entire career, was when he does the suicide dive on the outside and he misses and he completely hits his head first onto the stage and rib first. Like, he had this scowl on his head for like months after this bump right here. That's how crazy it was. And then the finish is Jericho gets Cody into the Lion Tamer.
Yeah.
And MJF is debating whether or not he's going to throw in the towel. Eventually, he does throw in the towel.
Debated. Yeah, throws in the towel. Cody loses.
I remember you were pissed when this happened. Like,
I was so pissed when it initially happened. Like, no, right? Like, and then, you know, he acts all fucking. I'm like, what the hell's going on, right? Right in the slap zone! Right in the fucking kick to the balls! Yep. Cody crumbles. I'm like, you son of a bitch. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good way to put yourselves out of a corner!
By the way, if you do watch this match back, the concern that MJF shows, I think he's hoping that Cody himself is going to lose this match, so he doesn't have to screw him out of it and show his true colors too. I think that was the perfect.
Oh my god! Yeah, what a snake, man. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good storytelling, like all through and through.
The judges, by the way, with Arn Anderson, the Great Muta, and Dan Malenko, which were good judges.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really fucking cool to see all those guys there. They probably hadn't even seen each other in one capacity in years since, like, WCW, too.
I know, yeah.
So, like, think about that.
Yeah, this is a 5-star match.
So good.
Think about, and it launches, like, so many things. You know, it made Jericho a great heel because it launched him to, you know, to be a great world champion, and it made him an unstoppable force. It launched the great MJF Cody feud that happened, which unfortunately ended up. I think they were gonna do some. I know that we got the match at Revolution. I think they were gonna plan something, maybe not like a big blow off, but some type of blow off. But then the pandemic hit, so they kind of pivoted away from it.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, Cody's they never went back to it because Cody left AEW not shortly afterwards, but like a couple years afterwards, so they never really went back to it. Cody had a pretty decent career in AEW. He got the TNT title like 3 times, really got that on the map, and then I would say like what ruined Cody in AEW, I wouldn't even say it was I know a lot of people say it's that factory feud, which I could say fair enough. I just think it was just very. But this is where we can talk about it. So now it's been a few years.
Just bad. It was bad. It was bad timing on all things. Like it's.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that ultimately ruined Cody, and I maintain this, Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
The plan was Nick Aldis Cody 3 at Double or Nothing. That was the plan. from the off for the NWA title. Aldis refused because he wanted to build the brand on his own merit because he's an egomaniac, and we saw how well that went for the NWA.
Well, if you ask Billy Corgan a few months in August, he said the NWA is right where he wanted to be when he said.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I'm sure it is, buddy. That's why everybody's fucking left. And everybody that you let walk all over you is now saying, oh, you suck, because they got all the things that they needed to use out of you, and now you're in the fucking mud. Idiot. Fucking, I don't want to hear anybody ever tell me that fucking Billy Corgan's a good wrestling owner again. I could fucking do a better job at running the NWA than fucking Billy Corgan. Give me his fucking budget and watch me.
Could you save it now, or would you have if you got the?
God, yes. Give me 6 months and I'll fucking say that. I have full confidence I could do a better job than Billy fucking Corgan. All right. Jesus Christ! Like it's, you know, he let him do that. Like he should have immediately got the belt off of him and onto somebody. Like he could have put it on Aaron Stevens, and that would have even made sense. Yeah. Like Aaron Stevens and Cody actually have history together, so
yeah.
Like there were options. Just Billy Corgan didn't want to play ball, and he wanted to fucking appease his fucking his whiny baby bitch champion, piss baby, if you will. So that basically fucked Cody from then on. Yeah. Like, obviously the match that he had with Anthony Ogogo was meant for all this. It was obviously meant for all this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It was old school as old school can get. Like, everything there was meant for all this. It was not meant for Anthony Ogogo. It wasn't. You could tell from the rip. I will say, Cody made a hell of a fucking... He had a great match with Anthony Ogogo. Anthony Ogogo looked great, and it's fucking bullshit to me. And by the way, this is one of the other reasons why I just don't watch AEW Weekly anymore, because I've been, I sound like a broken record with this, but, like, Anthony Ogogo should have done way more in business.
Oh, for sure.
But basically, Cody...
Yeah...
Cody was a victim of circumstances beyond his control. The fans then turned on him because the IWC is a bunch of fucking plebeians. Because
they claim he should have put over QT and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, by the way, I love that they have that fucking energy now while they bury the fuck out of QT Marshall. Like, a lot of these fans that were fucking calling, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of these fans are saying, oh, Cody should have fucking put over QT, are now saying, oh, QT sucks. Yet QT is the one creating the graphics on your fucking program, assholes.
Yeah.
He's the one doing the title graphics. Like, now
the question...
So stupid.
Let's go back to the... Do you think... Because a lot of people ask this question. Do you think Cody made the mistake of putting the stipulation on him? Because a lot of people say he pigeonholed him and stuff. Or do you think this was a good decision to put this...
No. Again, he had an opportunity to win a world title if all this played ball. It wasn't like he had a chance to not do it. It's just they fucked him over.
Yeah.
That Aldis and Billy fucked him over, and Cody kind of had to just roll with the punches, because there was no use fucking getting complaining about something that just wasn't going to happen at that point.
Yeah, for sure.
So he just kind of had to roll with it. But yeah, I mean, he got sick of it. It didn't work out, and he went to the WWE because he got
screwed.
He got screwed. It's really what it was. And by the way, let's address that. I don't even know if we fucking criticized the Young Bucks for this or anybody involved with the rumored story. I apologize to Cody and the Young Bucks and Omega, although I think I even did say this then. Like, this was all hearsay even back then, but if we did, I do apologize on behalf of anybody that was on Rundown if they'd ever said anything disparaging about you guys, because now, knowing what we know now, we know that's total bullshit now. Young Bucks and Cody have made that more than clear that they got along, and they still get along to this day. So, it is what it is. I don't know. Like, again, Cody made it very clear on Twitter, black and white. Go look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. Young Bucks retweeted it, quote tweeted it, whatever. They're on good terms. Everybody in that company and Cody is on good terms, to the point where Cody's actually handing out AEW tickets to anybody that wants to go there.
There you go.
Like certain fans, I think he's giving tickets to. So yeah, Cody's very much in the good graces. It's just he got a bad hand. That's really what it comes down to.
I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for AEW because Cody leaving. I think it's really affected AEW, as we've seen this year alone.
Yeah, that locker room is in shambles since he's been gone.
Yeah,
absolute shambles. Like nobody's getting along. It's almost like Cody was almost like the lightning rod of, and maybe that's what it was. Like Cody, I think Cody gives himself a lot. Like Cody ultimately made the right choice for himself, because you can only do that for so long and it not to take a mental toll on you. And I think he realized that and he was sick of it, right?
Yeah. I think you're proof of that.
I'm proof of that. Fuck yeah. And like, I'm a fan of this and I fucking bounced. I can't even imagine what it's like to be an executive of this shit. And then like he's a stronger person than I am. I'll say one thing about Cody. I don't think he gives himself enough credit for how he handled the AEW locker room rapport. I really don't. I think he did a lot better of a job than he gives himself credit for. Genuinely. Yeah. And it shows, because now nobody's getting the fuck along. It's a real crying fucking shame that, people, that used to work for the company, like Cody, in WWE is now having to come out in AEW's defense to just try to quell any fire, because nobody can fucking adult themselves. Like, I don't know, man. Like, and it's like Conan said it on his fucking Keeping It 100 show. It's a lot of politics. It's a lot of fucking games.
Yeah.
And that's why the industry's in the damn shape it's in, because of bullshit like that. So.
As for MJF, he went on to have a decent run for himself. A really good one in AEW, doing really good things like his feuds with Chris Jericho, John Moxley, now and back then.
There's one more thing that we need to talk about. Wasn't this when Cody decided to idiotically bring out a dog, or was that the pay-per-view before this?
That was the pay-per-view before this.
Okay, that's right.
There was one thing. It's weird to see Cody without his neck tattoo, because he doesn't have it on this show. It's so weird to see him without it now.
So weird, yeah. Like, that's a staple of his.
Yeah. So MJF, has had some top programs in AEW, really good promos and stuff. Chris Jericho's just been the man to feud with in it. Like, if you get a feud with Chris Jericho, like, you're basically in the top feud of the company. That's how good he's been. Mm-hmm. And he's been really, he's feuded with everyone in AEW, to like the Orange Cassidys, to Darby Allins, to Eddie Kingston.
Anyone and everyone he has tried to put over. Like right now, he and Danielson are currently in basically a working relationship behind the scenes to get Will Yuta and Daniel Garcia over individually in their groups.
It's working for the most part. I feel like Daniel Garcia's stock's gone down a bit since he kind of did the thing. Since he stayed.
That's not on Jericho though. That's we know whose fault that is. Tony. But yeah, Jericho's done very well for AEW's future.
And he was 49 back then, by the way. I think he looks better at 52 right now than he did at 49. Like, he looks. I
will say, and I said this on the Jay Hebert side too. Like, if he claims CM Punk's office job and Punk is ultimately fired, then we know the reason you were saying disparaging remarks about Phil, buddy. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty fucking shady, if you ask me. But
as for Jake Hager stayed in the same role. He's just mainly been Jericho's heavy, where he wrestles on occasions.
Yeah. As
for the judges, Dean Malenko is basically still doing the stuff with AEW. Arn Anderson would become Cody's coach like 2 months later, and that ended when Cody left AEW, and now he's mainly working behind the scenes and coaching his Brock Anderson and Lee Johnson when they bothered to put him on TV. The Great Mood is on a retirement tour right now. He's gonna have a match with Shinsuke Nakamura at Pro Wrestling Noah next year, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm gonna try to buy that show if I
couldn't
can.
believe that was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
Then we had the main event. Not the main event, not main event.
Yeah. What, speaking of which, we are actually right at the 2-hour 15-minute mark for the actual show. Now,
there you go.
Everything here is going to be discussed is an unsanctioned lights out match. So when the lights go out, the review will begin, and everything that you have seen has been the show in its entirety. So, if you don't want to hear about all the gruesome shit that happens in here, faint of heart must click off the video now.
Yeah.
We go, lights out, in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so it was Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley in the Lights Out match. What a feud this was. Jon Moxley left WWE in April.
By the way, just so you're aware, I did a cool thing where I had us disappear off screen on the camera, and then we came back. Like the Lights Out match. I'm so smart. All right, go ahead.
I can't wait to see it. So yeah, Jon Moxley left WWE in April of 2019. It was reported in like January of 2019 that he was no longer going to be with WWE, and it was just the weirdest thing how that happened because WWE mentioned it on screen and everything. It was the first time WWE had ever done that, and I think they tried everything that they could to get Jon Moxley to stay, but when they realized he wasn't staying, they were going to bury him on his way out, but I just think Moxley just didn't give a shit on the way out. They just fucking elevated him even more when he left.
You know what's funny? They tried to bury him, right? And it's clear as day. Roman's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
The thing about it, once when Roman Reigns came back, he was with the Shield again and everything. Like, man, Roman Reigns is such a... he's so unselfish. He's probably the most unselfish top guy I've ever seen in my life.
Honestly. Honestly, him and MJF both, as far as like outside of kayfabe, MJF, like best babyface ever after his moment with Brody Lee Jr. Love him for that.
Like Roman Reigns, like he elevates so much talent. He makes sure everyone gets their fair shake. Like
he really does great.
We need to see the real Roman Reigns at some point, like in not even a character or nothing, just the real Roman Reigns in a wrestling capacity.
Yeah, I agree. Joe, I don't know why awesome. Just being Joe.
But anyhow, so then eventually Moxley left, and I remember we watched it together. We was the big pop like this. Jon Moxley going. I know Jericho brought AEW to the promised land. I think Jon Moxley made AEW feel big league when he showed up because it was not long right after he left WWE, and like no, I don't think anybody expected that he was going to show up at AEW because usually you have the no contact clause and everything like that. But he was there not even a month later, and he attacked Jericho. He attacked Kenny Omega.
Well, the funny thing is, the reason why is because he finished up his dates with the E, and so he wrote out his contract and then went right to AEW. Yeah. First person he takes out is Jericho. The second one was Omega, and thus we get the match we have here.
Well, you know what the thing was, too? He lied to Vince and said he was just going to work indie dates, and then he went to the freaking competition. Like, that's how it was.
But the problem is, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. It is technically, at that time, was an indie. So did he really lie? I mean, I think he just stretched the truth a bit.
If anything, it was indie, and then he made it non-indie.
It was indie, and then I showed up. I put this shit on the map. What about it? Jericho's just like, what about me? Okay, we both put it on the map.
But then, we were meant to get a match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega, but then Mercer got re-aggravated into his elbow, so he ended up having to miss all out, which honestly, now that he's okay, it ended up being the best that happened, considering the fact that we got this match out of it and everything like that. Because,
true. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And
the
build up was like they were just teasing, hitting each other with shit. That's it. Fucking paradigm shift through a fucking glass table at one point during the build-up at AEW's first television taping, which, by the way, also includes that there was an attack on a legal participant in the match, and the ref never called for the DQ. Always find that interesting. And
well, didn't you explain because it wasn't the legal guy in the match that?
No, I thought that, and then I realized, oh wait, no, he got tagged in.
No, he was legal.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Oh.
Either way, I mean, I think I did excuse it, though, because, like, if you're the illegal guy, you should, like, all hands on that. Like, nobody should be DQ'd if you're the illegal man. I don't know. That's just me. But, yeah, he got paradigm shifted. Maybe I did say that. I don't remember. Fuck it. All I know is that they kept teasing, hitting each other with shit, and then we got this match. Oh boy, did we get this match.
Don't forget that killer promo on Being the Elite, by the way, that Kenny Omega cuts, just shooting all over John Moxley. That was awesome, too.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
John Moxley gets called into Tony Khan's office, and this is, like, the first time where Tony Khan, like, made any type of an appearance. Like, he didn't show up, but you could, like, he does, like, voiceover.
You could hear his voice.
And he says that he wasn't going to sanction this match, pretty much. And Moxley was pissed about this, because if he beats Kenny Omega, technically it doesn't count in the record books or anything like that. So,
yep.
What a brutal match this was. And the match gets brutal, like, right off the jump, too. Like, it's really brutal. The one thing I'm going to say is, John Mox, I understand why he keeps Wild Thins, but the song that he has on this show, it's such a better fit for him.
Yeah.
Wild Thins is not fit John Mox as a theme at all.
Bro, go with Under and Over It, man. Give me royalties for the edit and give Five Finger most of the money.
But yeah, what a brutal match this was. You had dives through tables, people hitting each other with barbed wire brooms and barbed wire bats. John Moxley hitting an X-Plex onto Kenny Omega onto a platform full of mouse traps.
Bro, by the way, Michael X has the X-Plex because I fucking realized Pete Dunne and him do it. And I'm like, oh shit, this move's cool. And we can make
it's awesome.
I love it.
You had trash cans get used. You had John Moxley try to stab Kenny Omega with some type of screwdriver or something. A chain got used several times. They brought up to the ramp. John Moxley superplexed Kenny Omega earlier in the match.
Used thumbtacks and glass.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, and fucking there's a crazy image where Omega's put in a Boston Crab, and in order to try and get out of the hold, he has to drag himself to the ropes to get Moxley off of him. So he's crawling through the glass. Yeah. And it's such a sick visual, dude. It's so gross. Yeah, fucking JR is losing his mind at this point.
JR, I think a lot of people have crapped on JR's commentary because if he doesn't care about something, he won't show much energy. JR was so energized doing this match.
He was so good here, yeah. And, like, so then fucking Kenny apparently devised a trap for Moxley. He goes to the Young Bucks and Hangman to the Elite, and he says,
"I forgot Hangman
came out. Get the barbed wire spider web."
Yeah,
and he's like crazed at this point. He's out of his fucking gourd, right? Like he's lost all sense of reality. And Nick Jackson's like, "You're an idiot. No, we're not doing this. This has already gone way too far." And he says, "Fucking do it," right? And so they do it.
Don't forget, by the way, they were building on Being the Elite. They were building the Kenny Omega like going nuts, pretty much too. Like that's how good it was.
So they eventually they're slowly bringing that shit in, right? They're bringing the fucking barbed wire in reluctantly, and Kenny is gonna try to fucking suplex Moxley.
No, one-winged angel him off.
Or one-winged angel him off of it, and then Moxley reverses it into a suplex of his own, and they both go through this fucking thing. And JR goes, "Good God Almighty! Good God Almighty! What are we seeing? The fucking..." Or something like that. He's just going full on JR mode at this point. He's absolutely lost his mind at the fucking carnage he's seeing. Couldn't fucking believe what the hell was going on. And that wasn't the end of the match, right? So that was just the biggest spot. Or so we thought. Then, fucking Moxley is near a stage panel. There's a full gear set, by the way, and it's fucking great. It's such a great set.
Yeah.
I wish they'd use, like, custom sets like this more often. Which, by the way, AEW stopped doing for some reason, and I hate that they stopped doing custom sets for pay-per-views. But I digress.
During the pandemic? Was it during the pandemic?
Probably, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Like, when they had the poker chips and shit for AEW Double or Nothing, I think they used the same set for All Out. Like, they didn't change the set for All Out, but they changed the set here for Full Gear, and it looked great.
Yeah.
So they're near this panel, right? There's this Full Gear panel. And fucking Kenny Omega V-triggers Moxley through this fucking thing. Glass is flying everywhere. They're both into this fucking giant hole like they just went into an abyss. And fucking both of them are crawling out. I think Omega's the first to crawl out. I think he legit gets fucking concussed here, by the way. Because he he clips his head off the fucking, off the side of the fucking thing after he hits the V-trigger. After he goes through it. And then, so now they're fucking going back towards the ring. And then they fucking do a bully ray spot. And they fucking tear up the ring. And so plywood is all over it. And Moxley's the one to fucking initiate it. Oh, by the way, forgot to fucking... you talk about the X-Plex. One thing that happened in the ring. Not only did he do an X-Plex, he did an X-Plex on fucking a board full of mouse traps. That was the thing. So yeah, they go back to the ring. They cut the fucking apron. They show the fucking plywood. They're both trying to put each other through this fucking thing, right? Neither one of them are successful. I think fucking Omega finally gets him down with a move on the fucking plywood. And then he's going out for the Phoenix Splash. He's going to channel his golden lover partner, Kota Ibushi. Goes for the fucking move. Wallops his face into this fucking canvas.
Yeah.
Full on exposed wood. Fully knocks himself fucking out. He's out at this point. And for good measure, then Moxley hits the paradigm shift on the exposed wood. 1, 2, 3, wins the fucking unsanctioned match. And then afterwards, Moxley goes, "Is that 4 or 5? 4 or 5? How does it work?" Fuck you, that's how it works.
Oh my god.
Fucking set the tone for the rest of his run. Right there in that one promo on camera.
I get so pissed nowadays when I hear Chris Dodd say John Moxley and Dean Ambrose are legit the same person. I get so pissed because they're not the same person.
No.
They are not the same person.
No, they're not. No, they're not at all.
And whoever continues to think that, they're idiots. Like, you could clearly have not been watching WWE or anything.
It's night and day when you see Moxley here compared to his last fucking singles match with EC3. It's night and day. Night and day. That's not even close. This guy is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, than what he was, man. It's, yeah. I love this match. I love what he did here.
This is 5 stars.
All day.
Yeah, this is just a freaking... Like I said, the world title match and the lights out match, if I was to make a list of my top 10, top 20, which we should do that Sunday, AEW matches,
this would
these
be
two matches would these two matches would be on there somewhere. Like, probably in top 5, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked, by the way. This match probably is one of the reasons that Kenny Omega had to take so much time off up until...
Oh, it had to have been. It had to have been. He fucked himself up in this.
Yeah.
And by the way, after this fucking ridiculousness, would go on to win, I think, or he might have won it prior. He won the AAA title So he was working in those 6-sided rings, which are not fucking easy to take on your body.
Yep.
And then he has this fucking unsanctioned lights out brawl with Moxley.
Yeah.
Right? And then, not even that. It doesn't even end there. So he was working in New Japan rings, which were stiff as hell. Finished his time in New Japan in 2019 as the IWGP World Champion. Right? Wins the AAA World Championship in 2019. 2020 wins the AEW title from Moxley, who won it from Jericho following this match. Then they would go on to have 2 more brutal fucking matches. One where Omega gets fucking taken out towards a heater, a legitimate heater, in the fucking arena of Daly's place. Then they would have that fucking barbed wire death match, which the ending sucked, but the match was great.
Yeah, everyone thinks the match sucks, but
it's really good. It's really good. Then he held 4 world titles at one time. Yeah. Omega following this. And I don't know how he did it. I seriously don't know how he went as long as he did with the amount of injuries that he was accumulating. Like,
don't forget too. He wrestled the Iron Man match with Pac too. 2 months after this, another Buddha match he had was another Buddha match he had. He wrestled Sami Callihan at Slammiversary.
In that death match for the Impact World Title, right? And another thing too, as well. Another brutal fucking match, which a lot of people don't talk about. His tag match he had with FTR. He took a brutal amount of punishment in that. Yeah, and FTR laid their shit in. Like, they don't pull punches.
He also had that clinic with Danielson on the first Grand Slam episode. That clinic too.
Yeah. Danielson. Yeah, that was a fucking 30-minute draw.
Yeah, and then he had the honestly,
his match with Christian Cage at All Out.
Yep, that one.
And then finally culminating with his match with Adam Page. And his matches with Andrade El Idolo in AAA.
Yeah.
Like, he was working so bad to the point, he was so injured by the time he dropped the belt to Hangman Page that he had to relinquish the AAA title.
Yeah.
Like, that's how badly hurt he was. Which leads me to ask the question, why didn't he just drop the belt to Andrade? But, fucking...
Well, that was stupid. Yeah. He should have dropped the belt to Andrade even if he wasn't injured, but
who knows?
This is why I get pissed because a lot of people are pissed that Kenny Omega over Roman Reigns won Wrestler of the Year in 2021. Look at the guy was working hurt, holding 4 world championships, putting on that body of work.
Yeah.
You're Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah, you're Wrestler of the Year, period, in that year.
Not that Roman wasn't great, but Roman was not having the matches Kenny Omega was having at that time.
And he got exceptionally better on the mic as well. During that time, he was the belt collector. And by the way, not to mention, I love Roman. I even said Roman deserved it this year. Period. Bar none. And PWI absolutely deserves it. I don't know if he'll get the Observer, but the only 2 Wrestlers of the Year that you could even consider in that year, I would have picked Danielson over Omega, but that's because Danielson, even though he wasn't winning titles, he was having 5-star matches in 2 of the biggest major promotions in North America. That's Wrestler of the Year too. So you can really make the case for either or in that year, 2021, right? But really, when you really break it down, like, Omega should have beat Reigns by a mile. By a fucking mile. It's not even close.
I mean, you said he was better on the mic, too. The biggest promo I remember he cut is that promo when he announces the Bob Wire match with John Moxley. It's a hell of a promo.
That's such a great promo. Like, people don't give enough credit to Omega for getting as good on the mic that he did. Like, he really came into his own during that time. During that time. I will say also to say where everybody is. I think we kind of got to it because they were pretty much intertwined all the way up until this point. But after the barbed wire death match, Omega would then go on to have tag matches with the Elite. He would have he would try to compete for the title. He then went to rehab to get clean of alcohol. He came back, probably the fucking run of his career. If there's one good...
I mean...
like, he won the world title 2 more fucking times.
Yeah.
Once against Tanahashi, finally ending that feud, which was really good fucking blow-off. Really good match. I'd check it out.
And we weren't even supposed to get that either.
We weren't even supposed to get that. It was supposed to be Punk and Tanahashi, which would have been awesome. But unfortunately, we couldn't have that happen. And then we got Moxley and Tanahashi, which finally we got a conclusion to that story. And then he won it again from Punk. Or, I'm sorry, he won it again from... He beat Danielson for the belt.
Yeah.
In that tournament. And Moxley's just been on a tear ever since. He cut the promo of his life the following night after the all-out bullshit. Really good promo by him.
Yeah. He's basically been the heart and soul of AEW, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. He was supposed to go on vacation, by the way. Supposed to go on vacation following losing the belt to Punk. He had to come back immediately. Cancel those plans. And, he's world champion now, and more than likely dropping it to MJF, but, yeah, man, he's been on the run of his fucking career.
I mean, if I had to make a guess, he's probably going to drop it to MJF, and that will be when he goes on his, hopefully, vacation. Because he needs a vacation. I think he deserves a vacation.
He deserves a vacation, if I do say so myself. Dude's been busting his ass. Omega was injured, as we claimed. He came back at All Out, won the Trios titles, got into the backstage bullshit with Punk, because the Elite are idiots. I'm just going to call it as I see it. And then, again, everybody involved was fucking stupid in that. And, well, they're back, and they're challenging for the Trios titles again, so there you go.
Actually,
Full Gear, 3 years later, they're both in prominent spots on the card still. Yeah. So there you go.
I would say this too, the Unbucks, actually, I'm going to give you a little trivia history. The Unbucks, since they're going to be at Full Gear this Saturday, now that they're gonna be there, they have competed at every AEW pay-per-view ever.
Really?
Which is, yeah.
Yep, sounds about right.
Which, because Jericho has it because he missed.
Jericho hasn't. Hangman hasn't because he missed All Out for reasons obvious.
And he's gonna.
And then Cody hasn't, right?
And Moxley hasn't because he missed Full Gear last year.
And he missed All Out in 2019. So, yep.
And then,
there you go.
I'm trying to think who else would have been in every one that, like an obvious one. And MJF has it because he missed Forbidden Door this year.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah, and the Unbucks are going to have competed. And like you said, Cody hasn't because he left this year. So
there you go.
Yeah.
And that was your unsanctioned end to this Retro Wrestling Review series. I know we said we would go 2 hours and 15 minutes for every Retro Review. We technically did, but then we had an unsanctioned match to talk about. So there you go.
Yeah, so...
There you go. We broke the rules for this one.
This whole Retro is broken rules. Nico's can't even be here to do his own pick, so...
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So yeah, we have to do a final grade for AEW. Full Gear. Now, at the time I gave this an S rank. I think I'm going to stand by that because there's not a bad match on this show.
Actually, no, I'd go A plus because I've seen better ranked shows that I've given the S rank to. I think I think Full Gear 2021 actually would probably be the best top to bottom card they ever pulled off.
I'm going to go S rank though. I enjoy about every match on this show. I think the one thing I didn't enjoy on this show was probably that Awesome Khan Nightmare Collective attack, but that's not even that one on the show. And obviously, maybe the Shawn Spears Joey Janela match nowadays, considering the fact that both of them didn't amount to much in the company, and maybe the women's matches, knowing that AEW didn't really care much about the women's division, and even it showed back then. But obviously we didn't know that back then. But I'm still going S rank.
That's fair.
I'm still going S rank. We had like 3 5-star matches on this show. Pac versus Heyman and Page delivered, and the tag title match delivered. It was just... Now, before we end this video, I pretty much know what your answer is going to be. How do you think from this point on AEW has done for themselves since then? I mean, I know what your answer is going to be.
For the longest time, they were doing very well, even with all the adversities they had given. But if if you want to know where I think they are at now since Cody's left, watch the Jay Hebert side of things, episode 1, because I refuse to cover stuff that I've just beaten to death.
I mean,
like it was a dead horse.
I'll say this. They were doing very well for themselves. The biggest unfortunate was that the pandemic hit, but I thought even during the pandemic they were doing well. But I still think the pandemic is a big unfortunate for AEW, because if you remember, like right before the pandemic, they were really doing really well for themselves. And I think the pandemic hit them a little bit, considering the fact that, they couldn't do shows in arenas, and they also lost a lot of their talent. Like, they lost the Dark Order.
It's hard to... I don't know if I mentioned this part in Jaded's side of things, so I will mention it here. It is very upsetting to see what happened to AEW and everything that went on with that, right? It's sad that happened, because I was already contemplating on leaving the industry covering modern wrestling in 2020, because it was so dreadful to watch. And I was so trying to stick with AEW, because you could tell there was at least an effort put in, and I wasn't trying to just be a complete Scrooge, right? And then the Brody Lee thing died, and realistically, like, and I don't even know if I mentioned this on the air, I sacrificed the wrong thing. Like, I feel like I got spit in the fucking face after what happened at All Out, because I gave up the wrong thing in that moment. I gave up YouTube content, when in reality I should have just given up watching wrestling at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what it comes down to, because now, with everything that's happened since, I mean, with the Punk shit, and the Elite shit, and the Sammy and Kingston shit, and the Sammy and Andrade shit, and the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa bullshit, and apparently fucking other shit now, like, people can't even come in, the way they treat other talent because they were fucking former Cody guys, and they have no fucking use for them since he's left. I could go on and on and on, man. Like, I feel like I got a giant swift kick in the balls for sticking with it during the fucking pandemic, when in reality I probably would have been better to just bow out then. And I think a lot of people fucking feel the same way, by the way, after the bullshit that happened at All Out last year. I think a lot of people feel the same way. Now, granted, this show looks good coming up this year. I am going to be covering it on the Jeff Meacham Network. I have no room for iCards anymore, so you can check out when you check out Impact Overdrive tonight, just know we are going to be doing commentary for Full Gear also. It was alright.
Yeah.
It looks like a pretty good card, but
that's the thing too.
I don't know.
I think that's the thing that sucks the most. If you just watch AEW's product, it's actually still like really good and everything like that. It's just the backstage; they just can't get out of the backstage.
The backstage shit ruins it for me, and I think I mentioned that on the Jay Hebert side of things.
And I think I think it affects the booking a little bit too. Obviously, like the Daniel Garcia thing, I feel like wouldn't have happened had the backstage thing been better. So.
Yep, exactly.
But anyhow, that's the end of this retro. We'll talk about the next two picks. We're gonna do Survivor Series retros because Survivor Series is coming up. We're gonna do James's pick. That's gonna be Survivor Series 2003 on Monday, and then either James and I or Chris Dodd and I will do Survivor Series 2013 because that's my pick. Because I was at that show live, and I'm going to Survivor Series live this year. So I figured let's compare the show I actually went to live. What was it like? What would it have been like? 9 years ago at this point.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So
we got that to look forward to.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it.
We actually have some other shit to announce for your second channel, Owen the Talkinator Studio. So, series are on the way. Full stop, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be happening. So everything that is going on the CM Brothers channel is going to go full stop after they reach episode 400. CM Brothers is going to convert to then Owen and AJ Talks, and what you see on with Owen and AJ talking on there everything is going to filter through that show. So they talk about whatever on there that's non-wrestling related. Go check that out. We're also going to be bringing in Nikos to review modern movies. We're going to be having Owen and I do kind of like a little bit of a spin-off, probably with Casey as well, to help us out a little bit, because we are going to be planning on doing watch-alongs for these as well. We're going to be doing a retro movie review series, which is basically a spin-off of this little fucking nugget here, where we cover retro fucking movies from... And these will be, like, uber fucking retro. Like, past movies that were classics. Unless they have a sequel, even if it was, like, a year ago. Like, for instance, Top Gun, right? But then there was Top Gun Maverick that came out, like, last year. We'll probably be doing both of those in, like, a series, for example. But, like, essentially, we are going to be doing this thing. And then we're going to try to fucking... launch that off the ground. Nikos is going to help out with that, with his takes on movies. He's got really good, like, written reviews that he's posted to our Discord, and I feel like he could offer a lot to that as well.
For sure.
And yeah, we're going to be doing a retro movie review series on that channel, and we're going to be doing, new release movies with Nikos. We're still working on the title with that. Owen and AJ Talks is going to be a show for Owen the Talkinator Studios. And, yeah, pretty much what we got going on going forward.
Now, if you want to know what will happen to see about the channel, but that's still in the working stages. We want to keep that channel going. We just don't know what we're going to do with it yet.
Yeah, exactly. We've had conversations. We just don't know everything that is going to go on with it as far as FTW is concerned. But... just so everybody's aware, there's going to be a lot of stuff that is, it's going to be like 3 shows, but they will all be important to the brand of Owen the Talkinator. So Owen the Talkinator is going to be like fully introduced finally to the FTW brand sometime either this next month in December or next year in January. So be on the lookout for that.
The goal pretty much is to get to... Let's make December to get to 400 on CM Brothers, and then we'll introduce it in January.
Yeah, exactly. Which is... Yeah, it would probably make more sense. So, stay tuned to those 2 channels. One channel is going to be off the air, at least for the time being, until we figure out what to do there. And then on Owen the Talkinator Studios, we're gonna be taking that uber serious with the FTW edits and shit.
Absolutely.
With that said... Because we can live stream on that channel as well, all the stuff will be live streamed on Owen the Talkinator.
Yeah, why not?
So we're going to be live streaming on that going forward. So any shows that we do, it's going to be live streamed like we've been doing with FTW going forward. So yeah, go check that out.
Maybe I'll bring live reactions back for wrestling since I can live stream there.
You might as well. I mean, we might as well. Yeah, I have no problem with that. The only thing is, we already kind of have one with Jeff Meacham, so it might defeat the purpose. So if you want, you could join us with that.
Well,
so,
I've been trying, but I think Jeff Meacham thinks I'm a troll or something because he never responds. So
does he think you're a troll? I'll talk to him.
He might.
My bad. Hey, who knows? But I will say this: FTW. As far as that goes, we gave some tidbits information on that. All the members of FTW that have content and are responsible for content. So, myself, Owen, Noah, Mistress Audio, and Kuzan, who are the 2 newest members, Casey, Mike, and Nikos are all going to be converging at some point to do an FTW stream to announce more in detail stream. We're going to be having a stream, and we're going to be showing off logos and all that shit. I've been hard at work getting that done for next year. Really going to hammer home, like, we're going to be really taking this fucking serious semi, like, this is still a hobby at the end of the day, but we know we do some good shit, so we kind of want to show that off. So that is the goal for 2022. My New Year's resolution is to make FTW a reality on all fronts.
For sure.
And do some great content. So stay tuned for that. And there you go.
Alright, and we will talk to you guys later, and since this is being filmed in the past, we'll talk to you guys in the future. Probably screwed that up, but I don't even care anymore.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did perfect.
Alright, there you go.
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my